Alright guys, BLM here. I still have nothing up. Back in our live stream. I'm a bit late, but there's a reason for that. There we go. Got that up. Yeah, so if you're a member, you would know that the cast assessment's up. So that's something. That's why. I'm a bit late. But we're here. Only, again, 25 minutes technically late. Hate that man's definitely going to win 48. Yeah, that's kind of the way I feel at this point. I mean, I don't necessarily hate it, but I'm like, I do feel like we're looking at probably a male win. Is Shao Mitch winning 48? We'll have to see. Yeah, I really like this cast too. I mean, again, like obviously, like coming into it, I was not high on it, like based on like what we were seeing when like we were getting like person by person. Like it felt like a lot of people were very samey, but like actually watching the like the get to know you videos, reading the bios, I think a lot of these people are actually probably going to be good TV at least. We'll see when we get the Mike Bloom stuff, but Thomas is your top pick. He was one of mine. Well, I mean, should I spoil the 48 cast assessment? But yeah, I'm very high on Thomas. Kevin's your win pick. Kevin is also very good. I think there's a lot of good men. Actually, when looking at the women, who's the top woman? I'm trying to think. It's probably like Bianca, maybe, like someone genuinely the best one, because like technically I did have a woman in my top in my like contender list, but it was not because I actually think she'll do well in the game. Mary is not the top woman. Mary has like a whole bunch of all of them have like a lot of red flags. And I'm not even talking about, I'm talking about like everybody on the cast has like a good chunk of red flags. But yeah, I think Bianca might be the top person. Reason for my brains to run, the winner pick is insane. I mean, yeah, I mean, reason for my 48 winner pick is a little insane. Not as insane, but it follows a similar trend. Well, no, it follows a trend in the sense that it follows a trend. It's not actually the same trend, though. Not anywhere close. Like Charity's fine. Yeah, actually, Charity, I think my like qualm with Charity is that like she kind of feels like standoffish a bit, is the sense I get. I went woke with Brothers War 2, picked Morgan because she's a woman. I picked her because she's with child. The obvious reason to pick a winner of Survivor. Is Zix's move good? I think the tough thing is that like I just don't know their relationships well enough. Like I think getting rid of Storm is like in a game like Dondi, where like physicality is so important, especially towards the end game. I think getting rid of Storm is good, but if like Storm is somebody that like would have kept you safe for a while, then like I'm like, well, there probably were better options, but I don't like. I think due to cast, like maybe like would Philip have been a better pick? So like I feel like, is he that close to Philip? But like I get the rationale though. Storm said he was masterminding the entire season. I'm sure he was. Star Sabaya 2.0. I can kind of see it in terms of trajectory. I don't know if they're similar players though. Winpick is guaranteed. TL no. Oh, wait, what? Where am I at in the chat? God damn it. I did see I saw supposedly there's like a plane crash, right? Let's use a man as a winner pick if his wife is pregnant. I mean, I would consider it. I think that would be that'll be a very good sign. Star Savia, she was also Marianne. Yeah, I think it's like kind of a mixture. Wait, what even just happened there? Was that not even the main quest? What is the main quest? I'm trying to finish this game tonight. We'll see if I can do that. I don't... Okay, cool. Camilla's just Marianne. Kind of, yeah. To a degree. I think there's more, at least preseason wise, I get like a little bit more self-awareness from Camilla, I think, than Marianne. But yeah. Why have Marianne on 50 when we can have Camilla? I mean, we'll see. I do, like, I'll say, I think another possible stream title was Survivor 50's fucked because of Survivor 48 or something. Because I do think I'm looking at a lot of people here that I can see as people being on 50. Which is gonna, like, completely fuck up the, like, the overall, like, you know, like, my thoughts on, like, who's getting cast. I don't know how they're gonna do it. It's gonna be insane, like, how they're gonna narrow down the field. By the way, no 50 news. A lot of people said Marianne, 42 players when compared. Yeah, I think they were probably told to watch 42, if I were to guess. Because Marianne got mentioned a lot, which, like, that's kind of expected. I do think Marianne is, like, a pretty popular, like, person when it comes to the people that they would typically try to cast on Survivor. But, yeah, I feel like we got a lot of 40 to talk just in general. By the way, I did not watch All-Stars Rivals, but it's available in Paramount Plus, but in Canada only. Well, that's something, though. At least you're still getting it. Yeah, I didn't watch it. I'll watch it tomorrow, probably. Yeah, that's, it was Mitch. Mitch said his favorite the players he's gonna be the most like are Spencer and Joe, which I'm like, ugh. By the way, I forgot a big, like, I forgot one thing. So, like, in terms of the, cast assessment, I think I mostly remembered what I was going to say for most people. I forgot one thing that kind of annoys me, and I didn't realize it until I was exporting the video. I forgot to mention Kyle. Like, Kyle mentioned that his, what was it? That his, like, hot takes, right? Hot take is that Adam, like, that Hannah should have won Millennium Gen X or whatever. And I forgot I was going to use that as rationale for why I think Kyle's going to do well. And I forgot. It's a travesty. Missed out on the most important thing. Again, that, like, knowing that Kyle thinks Hannah should have won means that he has the best read on the entire season. Kyle's number 2. Yeah, Kyle. So again, my actual cast assessment is fucked. Not in the sense that, like it's purposeful. Like, I'm still, like, making these, but, like, it's not actually what I genuinely believe is, like, who's gonna win. Where, like, if I'm going straight up on, like, who I think is gonna win, my, like, overall assessment is, like, very different. But I also, like, I don't know, I think it's just more fun. Like, I think at this point with, like, cast assessments, I don't care as much. Like, in terms of, like, actually trying to get, like, an accurate read on the game. I think I'm at the point now where I'm just like, I just want to pick, like, someone fun. Like, I don't really care if I'm right or not. Because I think if I was trying to be right, I probably would have gone with, like, Kevin or Kyle. Like, people like that. But I didn't, and again, I think my pick's more fun. Does Ken PD look similar? I didn't think about it, but, like, probably not. I mean, they're bold. They're, like, older, bold men, but, like, I would assume they're not, like, that similar. You can delete it and add it. I mean, but then that would be more work at this point. I don't think it's that important anyway. John says he wants fire making. Yeah, I did see that. Which I should have used that as a negative for him also. He was, like, super pro for fire making. Which, actually, to be fair, probably actually is good for him, like, game-wise, actually. Because that probably means he's going to be, like, really good at fire making if he feels that confident about, like, that fire making should be, like, in everything. Similar personality of Paul. I'll be honest, like, I was kind of, like, a little bit disappointed by Shaheen's personality. It's just that, like, obviously, like, the stuff that we heard in the preseason for 46, like made it seem like he was going to be this like really like over the top character. He's just kind of fine. Like he's like kind of normal. Like he definitely like you can tell like he's probably going to be able to ham it up pretty well, I feel like. But yeah, he seems like kind of just a normal guy. I think it's going to be interesting because like I feel like people are definitely going to know he was the alternate, right? Because like there's definitely going to be some like, actually to be fair, this is actually a less fan heavy cast. But there's still going to be some people here and there that are going to know him though, right? Like I feel like Thomas, I feel like is someone that's probably going to know the lore behind him. And who else? Like really there's not many like big fans on this season. Or at least not any that like came out through what we've gotten so far. So like I think it's literally just what like Thomas, like Bianca's a fan. I don't know how big of a fan she is. Well, Mike Bloom said he was mentioned by other players, but I when he said that, I didn't assume it was because of 46. I thought he would just meant like he got talked about a lot here. Like, was he meaning that in relation to 46? Like, I thought he just meant like, oh, he just made like a big splash again this time. Will feels like a Boston Rob now on Dondi. Yeah, by the way, Will won a challenge. That's mind-blowing, right? Gamer said that Big Brother names for traders 4 are good, so Josh is probably not on. Well, I think the quote I saw was that it was more so that, like, are there, like, someone asked, are there good names? And, like, I don't know, I like, the sense I got was, like, not everybody is necessarily good. Where, like, I don't think that disqualifies Josh. Like, I think it was more so, like, are there good names? And it's like, yeah, there are some good names, or whatever. There's no Redmond update. There's literally nothing. Yeah, essentially at this point, yeah, I don't think Redmond's posting anything. Last time I saw, they were, like, speculating on if Jamie Dugan would come back. Not speculating. I guess, like, supposedly Jamie Dugan did say that she wants to come back. Because that'll definitely be fucking relevant. Yeah, I think June is obviously a, like, potential good name that they could be talking about. I don't, like, generally, like, who does Gamer like from Big Brother, though? I think that's the thing I really don't know. But yeah, I think June, it sounds like, could be June, could be, like, Vanessa. I feel like that would kind of make sense. Allison. Would Allison decline? I don't know if Allison would decline. Well, he already confirmed it's not Devon. Because that was part of it too. Is it like someone asking about if it was Devon? Yeah, going by Say, right? Which I feel like it's, I don't know. Like I kept on like getting it mixed up if it was Say or Sai, but it is Say, right? Just Cybeck, obviously. Yeah, I did see that. Squid Game Season 2 is filming.
Traitor with his friendly greetings and stock phrases had found his way even here, deep in the jungle. It was as if some unseen benevolent force
thoughts on Jake being back?
him to carry the chests hiding powerful
What are we talking
devices.
about? Thoughts on Dondi Family Alliance? It's weird in a way. Like, I think the entire like notion of them. Oh, we're talking about Justin. Okay. I don't know. Justin just seemed kind of like also kind of bland to me. I was actually surprised because I thought he would be a big character. Considering like he's obviously like this pizza manager or whatever, pizzeria manager.
This looks promising.
But like, I don't know, he's just kind of boring.
Parts in that scrap heap.
Anything standing in our way?
Dondi was fine. I was listening to the beginning, like literally right before I started streaming, I listened to the beginning of the RGB podcast, and like Rob was shocked that Storm went home, and I don't get how. Like I thought it was so fucking obvious that Storm was going home, but that's fine. Oh, is this Rome? Hey Rome. Enjoyed, yeah, I mean, again, you were a big part of 47. I mean, as much flack as you might get from some of the online community, I actually do really like the role you played on the season. Edgic frontrunner Storm was Storm the Edgic frontrunner. I mean, I feel like Storm had a good like what was it? Had a good like premiere like opening confessional, and it kind of just went nowhere. But yeah. Okay, that's not what I meant to do. So like, I don't get what like Storm's like story is. It's like, why'd they edit him this way? Yeah, second alumni since Corey. Although I find it funny, like Corey is still not following me, which is fine. Like I don't really care much, but like I do find how like I was in his chat the other day too, or I think it was yesterday. When Corey got on stream, I mean it was, when was that? I mean it was after my player ranking came out. Because we talked about the player ranking, him being upset that Felicia was too high or whatever. Corey went woke. Sure. I guess. Did I even bash America? I feel like I probably talked positively about America on the player ranking, didn't I? Like, what did I actually say about America? Yeah, I was playing Assassin's Creed 2. I remember that. But yeah, I mean, it was probably what, like beginning of March of last year.
Oh, that was a good one.
But yeah, like essentially, like I think Corey just showed up literally just to complain about Felicia being like too high. I don't even think it was necessary that America was too low. I think his main complaint was just the Felicia is too high. Because like I think it was more so like I think like if I told him like the number that America was, I think he'd be fine with it. I think he's just more so upset that like Felicia should be lower than America. I think is the main thing. I should miss her flight for All Stars 5, so you want to play by yourself. I saw that clip. Like I saw someone posted a clip of Devon talking about something about that. So I saw that, but that seems very apt of Ashley to have something like that happen. Though I did watch Kelly and Michelle's podcast. I was expecting it to be a bit juicier than what it was, but it was fine. A lot of Nick Wilson bashing, which is fair. Like so much so to where like it did surprise me how much they even like bothered to bash on Nick Wilson. But like again, it's fair. Who are the first move from each tribe? I'm worried for Camilla on Orange. Which if you see my cast assessment, it's kind of funny that's the case. Who else? Green. I'll be honest, I didn't even pay attention to the other two tribes.
Yes!
Let's see if I can look it up.
Peace looks plenty sawtoothy.
Let's see if I can remember it offhand. I know Pizza Guy's on green. Stephanie's on green. Mary is on green. Say is on green. And who's the other two guys? Is it Cedric is on green? And who's the other guy? Oh, Kevin, right? Is Kevin on green? I worry for Cedric, just in general. Just like based on like archetype and everything, like the fact that he's the oldest guy on the cast, the fact that he again is a surgeon, where I feel like doctors don't typically do well. I feel like that. Like, I feel like I worry for Cedric. I don't know if... Again, looking at the tribe breakdown. Who are the women again? It's Say. Mary. Yeah, I think it's like... I could see a world where, like, Stephanie is a train wreck, but... I'm not, like, fully expecting that, necessarily. Yeah, this is a pretty, athletic cast. It's actually, like, yeah, like I feel like this is like kind of an old school feeling cast. Which again, that's why it saves Survivor, obviously. She ate, she chewed, she swallowed. Do I even want to know what this is? Oh, Ashley, yeah. What a I don't know, what do you even call it? The outfit she wears in the confessional. It's like yeah, what an outfit that is. I assume this is her bashing on Anissa.
Strength is her friendships in the house, and her weakness is anything competitive. My rival
Yeah,
uses
that's about fair. Except for Bridge Run 2 or 48. Probably around the same, to be honest. I don't think I really... I think both I'm expecting to be, like... I think, like, Brains for Brawn probably has more upside. But... yeah, I'm kind of, like, on the same level. Making up for all the nerds on the other New Era seasons, obviously. Maybe they ran out. They just, like, cast too many of them. And they're like, oh my god, now we have to actually get the physical people on. Actually, even looking at like 47's cast is like also like decently physical, right? Because like you have like, again, you got like Saul, you have like Sam. I guess okay, maybe it's like, okay, yeah, there's some. Ursula better be best player starting with you. I mean, I guess she has to be. I'm excited for teaching time with Kyle, obviously. Imagine Kyle comes in and he tries to... he's essentially Tommy 2.0. Morgan is mother, I would agree. Parvati has... yeah, I did hear about that. I'm not sure what she... yeah, I'm not sure what that would even be. Because like she was talking about it as if it's like the end, or like it's in relation to her, like her status as the Black Widow or whatever. It's like I don't know what the fuck that means. C-48 ending like the one world where women I don't know, do you? I wouldn't be opposed to it if the women pagong the men, but like I don't know if I'm expecting that. It is, by the way, also, like, I'm very surprised that we got the cast today. I was not expecting it at all. And I even said this last stream. Like, I even moved around the schedule because I assumed we weren't getting the cast today. And actually, like, it actually works out better that we got the cast today. Like, it actually, like, helps with the, like, pacing of videos. Because I have been working on the Survivor 50 video, like obviously outside today. I've been working on the Survivor 50 guide to every player's returning chances. And, yeah, I really underestimated that. Never regret playing hard when changing thing. Reality fan made a post basically saying it was coming out today. Yeah, I mean, I knew that, like, yesterday. I knew it was coming out today. But I'm saying, like, at the time of, like, last stream, I didn't know it was coming out today. Like, yesterday, like, Mike Bloom posted the 48 Laws of Power or whatever, right? So, yeah, it was very clear it was coming out today, like, yesterday. But, I was not expecting it until yesterday. Last time the men looked better than the woman was BB26. Did the men look better than the women on that season? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I guess because of what I picked. Like, there was, like, Cam, there was Quinn. And yeah, women-wise, I remember, like, Chelsea was someone that, like, I thought could be good, but I was just, like, unsure. So, yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, were all my top 4 all men? It probably was, right? I think that... because I think I remember, like, me even saying as, like, that... like, I'm, like... again, didn't do this, like, intentionally or whatever. Let's see. By the way, this cast assessment's the longest cast assessment for a Survivor US season I've ever done. So that's something. By like 1 minute. Yeah, Cam Quinn, Joseph Chemo. Yeah, that is who it was. Oh, I forgot. I was high on T-Core preseason too. Thomas feels a bit to Caleb. Like Caleb 45 you're comparing him to? I didn't get that sense at all. I got, like, my comparison is like Thomas to Omer. I actually think Kevin is probably more of the, like, Caleb. I mean, too far, he even says it himself. But, like, I kind of, like, get the, like, probably is, I don't know. Like, I think, like, Kevin's someone that talks about, like, wanting to under, like, I don't know, what was the right phrasing? To, like, downplay his threat level and everything. And I think he's going to try, but, like, I don't know if it's going to work.
Well, no, Mr. Sawtooth. Bummer.
Perhaps I can offset our
Yeah, actually, I forgot what Thomas and Shaheen are on the same tribe, aren't they?
again.
Oh, good.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. They're actually, yeah, they're almost definitely working together, you would assume, right? Because, like, Shaheen was also like, I needed, like, a strategic partner. And I feel like Thomas would be that person.
You haven't been standing in the shade, have you? You think I put up with that ugly red-faced boss?
Do I have any comparisons 48 to previous players? I mean, I have a lot, probably. To your could have been Mother, she was so close, yeah.
Hi, boss. Wasn't talking about you.
I picked the 4 men who meant the furthest? Did I really? Oh, yeah, huh. That's kind of mind-blowing, actually. No, I just, like, I thought it was super obvious Storm was going home. Like, I'm shocked that people were shocked that Storm went home.
Yes. Come on.
Who I think is going home next to...
Sir?
Wait, what happened to the stream?
Secret plan of mine. Oh, yes.
Who do you think is going home next on Traders? I think voted out Boston Rob. Murdered, not sure. I'm trying to remember where we're at with the murders. Like, I think, like, Sam is someone that's just there.
Secret plan, huh?
Ivar is someone to consider.
One thing's pretty clear.
Um,
We're building a giant army of machines.
I feel like you don't want to murder Sam, though, if you're Rob, right?
Makes me want to give each and every
Get Carolyn vibes from Stephanie?
I don't
Kind
think
of, yeah.
Carl solved
I think
the
that's
problem. Only Elizabeth's
decently.
super weapon can
Sam's
solve
probably
it.
getting expelled. Why? Because he's purple? I think he's just boring.
I still don't know.
I think that's it, probably. Back and forth between Danielle and Boston Rob. I think it's Boston Rob. I think because, like, again, the preview is so focused on Danielle. Like, the entire preview, and this is why I didn't think Boston Rob was going home this last week, is because I was like, well, Boston Rob's the entire focus of the preview. So it's like, would they really be spoiling it? And the same thing this time, where the entire preview is focused around Danielle versus Carolyn. So it's like, well, it's probably not Danielle or Carolyn, because why would they spoil it? So, and, like, this time, it's, like, a spot where, like, Boss Rob makes sense, and then Boss Rob obviously, like, wasn't in the preview, pretty much. So it's, like, I feel like it's Boss Rob. And then I feel like it's probably Danielle after that. Next season, they need to make a Housewife trader. Yeah, I mean, sure. Really, actually, I think next season they need to make, and too far, they should have done it this season. I mean, kind of, because I would have been disappointed if, like, some of these bigger names didn't get to be trader. But, like, again, they should have, like, done, like, all random people. Like, it should have been, like, Bob the Drag Queen, like, Nikki, and, I don't know, like, someone else random.
Don't mind if I do.
Where I think, like, they need to break the meta and, like, show that they're not just going to pick reality TV people. And to be fair, I don't even know how much that's even playing into the meta on this season. I don't feel like there's really much talk about how, like, Big Brother person has to be a traitor or whatever. Like, it doesn't, and to be fair, they could be editing it out, which would be, yeah, that makes sense. And yeah, but these are, like, radically different production teams. Like, it's not the same people making these seasons. Again, maybe, like, Sam gets caught sneaking in a phone. Maybe that's a thing that happens. But, I'm not, like, expecting it. Sandoval would have been so funny as a traitor. He would have been so bad. But again, it would make sense.
Oh, that was a good one.
Kevin, Shaheen, Joe are your top three. Yeah, it's good. I think Joe is a weird one for me, where like I think Joe has like all like he's like really good on paper. I just like find it tough to believe that he's actually going to be able to like do it in the new era. Where like I feel like if this is like Survivor, like if this was like San Juan del Sur or something, I would have probably picked Joe. I feel like modern day, it's like I can't imagine someone like Joe getting to the end and winning. But we'll see. Is Hunter? I don't know if I'll say Hunter. Like, I would say he's like Danny, but just not as like wacky of a character, maybe. Like Danny 44. Like give me strategists. Yeah, I think he's gonna play hard though. But yeah, I don't think he's like this master strategist though. Like I think like the first person that came to mind when I first saw him was Dominic. But yeah, I don't think he has that like that killer instinct that Dominic has. Wait, Joe is like cult leader Annika 2.0? What does that even mean? Starwachi Traders AU and Alex is nowhere to be seen? Yes, that is true. But there's a reason for that. Need a Rome emo? I mean, what would the image be? Apparently, Nani mentions that she wants to spend the money on her wedding with Casey. Well, that didn't age well. What's the reason Alex was in, you'll see? How balanced do I think the tribes are for challenges? I didn't actually pay attention that much to the... Like, I saw Orange was the one. Because the only reason I even looked it up is because Mike Bloom mentioned like someone on the Orange tribe called David Giga Chad or whatever. So I like looked up who the people were to see who that person was. And it's Camilla. To where like I don't feel like they're gonna be working together. You wouldn't think, because she also is like very much on like, oh, we need to change the like the fact that like women are going out early and that sort of thing. So it's like, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna go well for her. But Green feels weak. Who's the strongest person on Green? So was it Cedric, Kevin, and Justin? Right? Yeah. Not the greatest field of men. Kevin's fine though. Women wise, it's Stephanie, who I think could be fine. I don't remember actually. Mary probably not, and Say seems fine. But yeah, no one there's like really popping. And then what is it like? Obviously, Orange has like David, so I mean, that's something. And then Purple. Who do you have for Purple?
It was clear to Aloy that she
We got Eva on the women's side of things. She's probably gonna be pretty good.
She prepared to head back
like Shaheen's probably fine. Thomas is probably like eh. Is Kyle the other guy? Or is Kyle on Orange? Kyle's on Orange, isn't he? Who's on Purple? Because I don't remember. Where's my fucking 47 or 48 folder? Joe. Oh, Joe. Yeah, so that's pretty... Like, Joe, again, I think will be pretty good. Is he the strongest guy? He probably is, right? Then what, the women are, what, Eva? Is it Bianca on that tribe? And Star, right? Star's pretty physical too, isn't she? He's like, isn't she a basketball player or something? Or like was? David's like Jonathan Strong? Yeah. I mean, supposedly like he's talking about it like as if like production's literally telling him you're like Jonathan. He's like, he even said, like, when asked the player you're most like, he says, well, people will keep on telling me I'm like Jonathan or whatever, which is like, who are these people? Like, obviously, this is production telling you, like, you're Jonathan or whatever. I'll say, this is probably, again, the chance that Jonathan won't be on 50 is David here. Yeah, this is also the thing. David, like, hasn't watched the show. He's only watched, like, I believe seasons 1 and 2, like, when he was younger, and then, like, applied on a whim. Like, now having not watched Survivor, and I'm sure he's done his research, but like, it is funny that we're getting this person on Modern Survivor. Which again is probably again a sign to a degree that maybe casting like did something here. Oh, was this from Sifu?
I'm talking about your food hall.
Actually, that's a pretty good image. Actually,
weird spices and sugary confections.
But everyone loves my handcrafted.
by the way, I did not realize Sifu made this long of a post on Rome.
I never pat a mom around.
I generally don't like. I get people's like, again, some people's annoyances of Rome, but I don't get why like people like actually like genuinely hate Rome so much.
As Silence failed to grasp
Like, if you want to get into like the bootless controversy and that stuff, it's like okay, but like in terms of like the like his appearance on the show, like I don't understand why people like hate Rome. And to be fair, it's yeah, it's like I find him entertaining. Maybe Amazing Race cast of 23 teams. Do we need a fucking 23 team Amazing Race season? I feel like that sounds dreadful. Honestly, don't mind getting a few people like that season, shakes up dynamics. Yeah, 100%. I was this before. It's like, to me, I think my optimal like Survivor cast or whatever, I don't know if optimal is the right word, either way, is mostly fans. But I think you still need, like one or two people that don't know what they're doing, like have like a Keith Nail type in there, to kind of like be this like foil for the people that do know what they're doing. And obviously there should be like varying degrees of fandom. It shouldn't be like every single person is this massive super fan that's on like Reddit and Twitter and like all these sort of things. You don't like Charity? I think Charity's fine. Like I think like I don't really have like that much of an opinion on her. Yeah, I don't like dislike her. And really I don't think there's any there's no one here I'd like dislike. I saw a lot of people calling like Star annoying and Camila, but also there was also a lot of positivity for Camila too. Who's MAGA? I'm not sure. No one blatantly like Sue was last time. She's like Venus, but she's 34, so it's more annoying. Is she like Venus? I feel like that's not the vibe I got. I guess maybe, maybe a little bit. Who was I thinking was Venus? There was somebody I was actually thinking was just like Venus. Chrissy, maybe. Like obviously it's blue collar. I don't remember where she's from. Sue's a liberal. Obviously. That's exactly what she's known for.
Give those machines heck.
Yeah, what is the actual post though? Susume stuns a new message. Yeah, this is obviously real. This is exactly what Susume would post. Blue collar's a Republican like Mike Holloway. Exactly. That's exactly how it works. Stephanie is a liberal but works for Amazon.
But in a good way.
I mean, isn't Jeff Bezos liberal? Like, was it working for... Like, obviously, I get the, like, anti-capitalist sort of thing, but, like, I feel like just working for Amazon does not make you conservative. Yeah, he's at Trump's inauguration, but he's also just simping in this... I don't know, simping's the right term. But anyway, he's just, obviously just doing this just for the sake of his business. It's not like Bezos actually likes Trump. And again, it's not like I'm fucking defending fucking Jeff Bezos' fucking shit anyway. But like in terms of like like connections to Trump, it's not like he actually likes Trump. It was this uploading the cast on a Tuesday. I mean, I think that's more of an MTV thing, isn't it? Is that a blue-collar tribe Republican? Well, we know Sierra and Mike were, I would assume, Dan Foley. I think that would make sense. Rodney's from Boston, but also he almost definitely is, though, right? And who else was there? Kelly Remington was a cop, right? And then, who am I missing? Lindsay? Lindsay, I think Lindsay's probably liberal, right? Maybe that's why she was out first. There's no proof that Dan Foley's MAGA. Especially MAGA. Like, a Republican, again, I would assume that. I don't know if he's MAGA. I mean... White's charity on 48 when Gabler donated the... I mean, that is true. She doesn't need the money. For about... What is this? Amber ended Brenda. This is what Spies, Lies, and Allies. Yeah, I definitely don't remember this. This is a 2-minute clip. I can't believe we got to fight that long on Modern Challenge. Thoughts on Star? I really like Star. I think she's going to be fun. Don't feel great about her game-wise. But I think, like, as a TV personality, she's going to be really fun. Mitch is your favorite? Mitch is fine. I do worry for Mitch, like, in the game. Not just from, like, the stuttering of it all, but, like, more so, like, from a, like, I feel like it's actually going to work to his favor for the most part. I think people are going to find him endearing. I do worry about, like, threat level for Mitch. Where I think it's going to be this, like, thing of, like, oh, he has such a good story, we can't let him get to the end. I feel like Camilla could either be early boot or go very far. That's exactly my thoughts. She's either first boot from her tribe or a massive contender to win. Or a massive contender to be, like, GOAT at the end. Either way. Could be any of those. Like, I think if she makes merge, like, I think it would take a lot for her to go home, right? I think it would, like, she would essentially be, like, kind of Venus-y in that spot. Where it's, like, there would have to be this, like, actual, like, genuine dislike of her to get her out before the end, I feel like. Considering, like, how, like... how goatish she would kind of feel, at least on the offset. But again, I think there's like that Marianne potential of like her turning around, because it does seem like she's like at least aware of like the type of game that she needs to play. Physical 100 is coming back. I don't know when it's coming back, but Season 3's Physical 100 Asia, right? Like they're going to get people from all of Asia instead of just Korea. Is draft tonight? No, we're not doing the draft until... what, like a week before the season or so? Until definitely, we're definitely not doing it until after all the interviews are out. Which I haven't calculated like when that will be, but like I would say like likely within the last 2 streams before the premiere. Yeah, I like Physical 100. I thought Season 1 had some like pacing issues, but like I really like Season 2. Physical 100 would have been my like dream show when I was a kid. They challenged all winners cast. I mean, I think this cast is shit because Emmanuel's on it. Would they even want to do all winners? I mean, to be fair, they probably could have. They really wanted to, right? For 40. So I assume they probably just don't want to. This is the first season, new era season without a young white male game bot. So who are we saying this on every season? So we're saying like what, Xander on 41? 42 is what, like Zach, I guess. Who else is there on 42? I wouldn't even... Is Zach even a game bot? Like, I wouldn't even say Zach is a game bot. Oh, Daniel Strunk. I forgot Daniel Strunk existing. Is that even fair? Is he a game bot? Like, Daniel Strunk's like Cochrane. Is Cochrane a game bot? Like, I wouldn't have considered Daniel... I don't know. I wouldn't consider Daniel Strunk a game bot. Again, Xander, I think you can make the argument. Yeah, Sammy's not white, but I mean, I think you could at least make the argument he's a game bot. I wouldn't necessarily even say that's the case fully, but like, you can at least make that argument. Cochrane and Caramoan 100% game bot? Yeah, probably. Actually, I don't know. Even then, not really. I mean, there's still like moments of like him, like licking Sherry's fingers, and I don't know, like him, like in the gross food eating comp and stuff like that. It's like, I don't know, he still has like moments. Yeah, I think like, yeah, Dwight, I would say, was a game bot on the show. Carson's definitely a game bot. Drew, is Drew a game bot? Charlie's definitely a game bot. Andy is a game bot towards the back portion of the season. Do you have any game bots this season? Not that I can think of right away. Let's see. Okay, I have the caster. I can see where Bianca could be one. I'm not sure. But I think Thomas is the most likely. Like Thomas. Yeah, I mean, I think really it's like Kyle, maybe. Even actually Justin, I could see being game bot technically. But yeah, I think that's probably the picks for being game bots. Kelly and Brando are both game bots, yeah. Which is like, it's funny because like Brando's actually like a really like fun personality, like outside of the show. But it is funny that he's edited as like just a straight up game bot with like no like actual personality. Rachel's the biggest game bot winner in a while. Yeah. Yeah, we like never really got any true personal content from Rachel. And again, there's not really like any like character moments from her, so yeah. I would assume. I know Rob is like Sessionino's like currently a Democrat. I don't think he's very political though. But like I think he is liberal. What was this post? Jake was a theater kid that wasn't very game body. Yeah, I don't think Jake was game body. Cass was actually the hero of that season, deserved a better edit. Please don't even be judging my editing when you... Okay. Yeah, okay, this person's dumb. Okay, sure, why not? Do you think Busta Rhymes is Republican? I'm not sure. Again, we've talked about this before. It's like, Busta Rhymes, like, he comes from Boston, which is a very liberal area, but also he currently lives in Florida, so it's like, don't know. Could go either way. And like when looking at Amber's like kind of like also in like kind of a like could be either way also, like sort of, but also like I believe isn't her like family super religious and everything? It's like, I don't know. Pensacola Bob, yeah, my favorite nickname. If I were to guess, I would say Busta Rhymes probably like registered independent. But I think like the question is like, who do you vote for this last election? I would not be shocked if it went a certain way. Well, Boston is in Massachusetts, which is like is the biggest city in Massachusetts, which is a very liberal state. In a spot where like cities in general are very liberal in comparison to like other places outside of cities. No, I think if you're from Boston, you're more than likely liberal, but also it's not obviously it's not like 100%. Why playing Lego Horizon, the greatest game ever? How dare you not know what Lego Horizon is? Remember that D did nothing all season? Obviously, I mean that's just everyone knows that D did nothing. What a terrible player. No, it's not that good. It's fine. Like it's not a bad game, but it's not particularly good either. But I don't know, it's in line with all the other Lego games. The only reason I'm playing it is because it's Horizon. Okay, where the fuck? Oh, it's down here. I'm an idiot. Didn't even see that in the corner. Probs can't relate to King TJ? Sure. The city itself, but the surrounding area is pretty Republican. At least the older white people. I feel like that's just older white people in general, though. To which Buster Rob was not an older white person at the time that he was in Boston. I think Natalie White voted Trump? Probably, right? Like, she's from a like rural area, isn't she?
All that matters is that it will prove useful now.
What an image of TJ. I mean, yeah, again, Massachusetts is like one of the most liberal states. Yeah, I gotta prepare for Horizon ranking. All those, I gotta play the VR game. Is there one? There's only one VR game, right? I was gonna say games, and I realized there's only one. Any draft tonight? Don't know. The Kim Powers vote for here? I don't know. I would assume probably, right? Like, Alex Bell's definitely liberal. And they both live in, like, is it San Francisco or San Diego? One of the two. So it's like, yeah, I think you can assume. Or should Natalie White's still alive? I think you would probably hear about it if she died, right? Your father recently moved to Boston Rob City? Well, thank God he moved to Boston Rob City. She's all political parties need to be abolished. Yeah, kind of.
What? Wait, what? How?
Like, I don't know what the better alternative is, but yeah, pretty much. I think any Serato winners voted green. I think Aris did, didn't he? Isn't Aris a big Jill Stein fan?
Don't stand up for yourself.
Oh, this from the kid who can't take two
Like, I know he was at a point, at least. I don't know if he was for this election, but I know he has in the past.
What a joke. But
Bob Crowley? I don't know. It's really funny that Mitch described himself as joyful. He's locked for 50. Obviously, yeah. Was that before or after? That was before the joyful comment, right? Yeah, joyful comment wasn't until like October, November, right? Because I remember I called the stream after that comment, like Rachel's a joyful player, so I forgot the fuck I called it, but either way, I remember it was like something in relation to Rachel after I thought she was winning, so.
Hey there.
I just realized I haven't done any upgrading at all, have I? Like, there is a skill tree somewhere, right? Is it here? Oh, it is. Okay, I'm just dumb. Oh, is it just like... Oh, I thought there were actually, like, points that you put into something. Am I just wrong? Oh, no, it's here. Okay, cool. Kryn loves Bob. Should he think he isn't considered... I mean, Bob, I believe, is confirmed liberal. Skill tree in a Lego game? Yeah, thank God. Oh, I might as well do that, right? Who'd Ibrahim from Palau vote for? Like, vote for when? Are we talking about? Pretty sure Boston Rob gets his name from Ulcers, not Marquesas, though. He was called Boston Rob in Marquesas. Actually, no, he gets his name from Marquesas because he was Boston Rob where the other one was the General. Because there were two Robs. Oh, I guess there's two Robs on both seasons, but there were two Robs on Marquesas. So he was called Boston Rob for sure on that season. Not as often, though. So, like, I think on All-Stars, like, he's always referred to as Boston Rob. On Marquesas, it's only, like, here and there.
I'm totally prepared now.
Oh, these, like... Oh, there's, like, multiple levels of these? I didn't realize that. The General wanted to be called New York Rob, so Jeff said Mariano is Boston Rob. Is that the actual story behind it? Storm going home broke me. The host is the only remaining eye candy, I guess.
This should come in handy.
Imagine I actually watched the reality show just for attractive people. The General has a tiny sausage. I mean, that is claimed. That is something said. Okay, this is the most random. I thought this was gonna be like an actual like normal All-Star cast. It's actually like literally just people from, like fucking Zach and Corey are on this. I feel like I think I would pick Zach in America, to be honest, over Zach and Corey. I think that could be funny. And I think I would pick Corey in America. I think Zach and Corey, it's like, I don't know. I think they're too, like, similar. Wow. Yeah, who are these other people? Genuinely, I barely... Like, I'm seeing these Amazing Race Canada, like, the fucking Michael and Amari. I barely remember who the fuck they are. Who the fuck are Rebecca and Jessica? Yeah. Weather's really bad here. Had to go to work. Stuff the shoveling. Work was canceled because of your weather. I mean, at least you got that. Yeah, luckily I don't have to deal with snow. Are any of these even good? Like, I can't tell if any of these like are even worth getting. Guess I'll do that. Cool, got a trophy for something. Got snow in Texas? That's insane. Actually, I know there was snow in Florida, just not where I'm at. Okay. Well, yeah, okay, I'll just leave. Where's Rachel in my precinct? I believe like 7. Like Rachel is one that like I thought about as a potential winner pick. The issue is that I just think there was like a bit of variance from my point of view. Where for me it was kind of like similar-ish to Camilla, but not really. But like I don't know, I think it's like there's potential of Rachel being first boot in my mind. But I feel like the upside was like really good. It's just I was like, there's enough like first boot potential to where like I'm not gonna consider her.
Whoa, that metal flower wasn't there before, right?
You're really annoyed. I mean, yeah. Yeah, it would be annoying to like actually do the work and then turn out matter.
Never shut him up now.
Interesting question.
These things are so ugly, by the way. I believe, yeah. What are these referring to? Like, I know, so I remember that there was this image of Tribal from 48, and like, I don't get what the theme is. Like, I know, like, yeah, I don't know if I should know what this theme is. Because the Tribal from 48 looks insane. Let's see if I can find it.
Now let's go.
Here it is. I found it.
Is it time to smack
Here's an image of it. It's not. This is a like not official photo. This is literally like. So, this was posted on Twitter like 6 months ago.
Hey there.
But like, yeah, I don't know what this is meant to be. But again, it is in line with those things on the staffs and everything, or staffs on the whatever's. Whenever they go away from,
machine parts, or even
yeah. I mean, I still at least respect that they're still trying new things.
an ancient factory.
Like as much as I shit on 44, like I think 44 having this like medieval theme was still kind of cool. Like, does it really matter at all? Like, does it actually like affect my opinion of the season? No. But I don't know. It's like a cool little thing. Is it supposed to be an amusement park? I feel like that feels off. I mean, it's like a native village, but it's also like colorful, which is like kind of weird. Yeah, that's like that was actually since I got to like I was thinking like this feels very like Aladdin-y. Imagine Willy Wonka, and I guess kind of. Oh, how did I miss that? Like the concept of birdcage. Yeah, I don't mind the birdcage. I mean, again, like of the things they do on that season, it's definitely not the most egregious. Speaking of that, I know Mike Bloom did confirm that the 47 or 48 premieres essentially just the 47 premiere again, which is a little worrying. Like, I hope we get a swap this season. Dude, fuck off. How'd I die there? I mean, essentially, like, the scavenge... What'd they do again? For the supplies? Like, Asia and TK went on that, like, journey for the supplies, and then, yeah, like, the big idol hunts, like, essentially they're doing that stuff again, which, fuck. Yeah, 100%. Like, Sweat and Savvy was better. Like, at least Sweat and Savvy was, like, used to, like, actually, like, characterize people and, like, set up some dynamics. Like, this is literally, like, nothing. This doesn't mean anything. Don't expect to swap from 48. I expect to swap from one of 47 48, and obviously we didn't get it for 47. So like I like came into this cycle of seasons expecting it once. But also I don't have faith in Probst to do it. But again, this is the guy that had to be convinced to do a normal merge vote, so. Where are the things? Okay, cool. Characterize Geo and Ryan more than any other scene in 43. That is true. If Jeff is truly about dangerous fun, yeah, that's the thing. It's like, so, well, actually, that would be fucked. Swapping into 4. But yeah, like, isn't swaps dangerous fun? Isn't that like literally what Jeff like wants? Or like, I get not swapping into 2 tribes. I get that, but like, why not just swap into 3 tribes? Actually, it's probably a time constraint to a degree, right? I think it's probably part of it. As in like a production time constraint because they only have 26 days.
That's better.
But not like, I don't know, it's not really though, is it? Because if you're just swapping the same, like if you just swap the people but keep the same amount of tribes and everything, keep the same locations, you're not really wasting much time, right? Like, is there like, I don't know, am I forgetting like something that would be affected by that? Because like you'd still have the same challenges. Like, it's not like people Like, it's not like specific cast members need like specific like people on set at certain times, right? So yeah, like I feel like that would literally like not change anything. So I don't know why they don't do it. 45 swap was great. I mean, it was refreshing. I don't know if it turned out the greatest. Because we got what, Sean quitting, and then we got the Brando boot, which was probably the worst episode of the season, or at least worst pre-merge episode. It's like I don't even think it actually like worked out that well in 45, but like it was at least like nice to see it. I actually, Jeff has talked about that, about like what if they swapped every season or every round, and he was like, yeah, it'd be too confusing for the audience, which is fair. I think that is the right call, probably. You need longer pre-merges? I agree, obviously. Does not agree with this. What is this? Top 10 worst challenge competitors of all time? I mean, like who? Alright, let's see. Who's number one? Vinny? Yeah, that's fine. Siobhan. Mandy. Was Mandy that bad? Josh. I mean, the thing is, like, when we're saying players, like, is Josh a, like, top 10 worst competitor? Maybe. I don't think he's a top 10 worst player, though. Like, Josh makes it deep on, like, every season he's on. Like, I think, like, yeah, I think when we're looking at, like, top 10 worst players, I feel like there's definitely worse players than Josh. But if we're just looking at, like, competitively, then yeah, he's probably, like, hovering around there. When was this video made, anyway? Was this recent? A year ago? Yeah. But again, that's not all what the challenge, like, that's not all that matters in the challenge, right? Where, like, I think there are people that I would say are worse than Josh that could probably beat Josh in, like, a hall brawl, but are also probably that, like, people that would not make it as far as Josh on most given seasons. I think I would say Josh is a better player than them. And yeah, obviously, like, I'm assuming, like, this is an assessment of people that, like, played multiple times, right? Because I think there's definitely, like, one-time players that are definitely worse than Josh. But obviously, it's like, there's not much sample size. Oh, this was the wrong one. Oh, perfect. But again, that's part of the game. Like, the challenge has social strategy aspects in it. Like, fundamentally it does. Like, that is an aspect of being a player on the challenge, is the political game. Like, when people, like, talk about Kenny as a top competitor, like, challenge competitor, it's like, you're adding in the fact that he is, like, a dominant, like, political player. Like, that is why he's as high as he is when people rank him. Like, we're talking about just pure ability. Like, he's not fucking, like, number, like, 4 or 5 or whatever that most people would rank him. No, Kenny fucking Santucci, or what the fuck his last name is. Thoughts on Diary Room podcast? What happened this week? I did find it funny how, like, QT just didn't know anything. I found it funny, actually, I remember Shelly Moore. Like, I found it so funny, like her reaction, like, Shelly Moore got picked, or like, came up, and she was like, who is this person? Like, she, like, didn't even know who this person was, and then at the end of the podcast, she's like, oh, I'm happy I was able to talk about Shelly Moore and, like, give her the respect that she needs. It's like, you didn't know who the fuck she was! Like, when her name was called, what the fuck do you mean? But yeah, it's whatever. He looks old as fuck here. Does he? I actually thought he looked younger here than he has in his, like, his 47 one is, like, he looks way older in the 47 one. Yeah, I'm not talking about liking Kenny. I'm saying competitively. When you rank the best challenge competitors of all time, Kenny is almost always in the top 5. If not, like, maybe 6. So again, there are, like, people that you would rank, like, 7 through 25 or something. That would probably almost always beat Kenny in challenges. Beyond Big Easy, he's fine. Obviously not a good challenge competitor, but he's fine. Like I like him at points on the show, not always. I don't need to see him back at this point. I think I'm good. Like I think we've seen what we're gonna get from him. And that's because he's only been in eliminations on like 2 of his seasons. And like the seasons that he's been on in eliminations are the same fucking elimination over and over and over again. Because it's literally the 2 fresh meat seasons, or like 2 of the main ones that he's been in eliminations in. They're all, both of them are the exact same. Okay, I thought that would disappear by the time I jumped onto it. And it's literally the thing that he's good at, which is endurance. The challenge should not exist? Sure. It might not exist in like 5 years. I mean, you might get your wish. Look at his mouth, it's unsettling. This is, what, the Jeff photo? Again, Darrell is not that high. Yeah, it looks like it's like stretched out or something. Like the, what is it, the left side of his mouth? Looks a bit weird. But again, I'm not saying that Josh is a good competitor. I'm just saying that I don't think, like, your actual comp ability is all that matters in the challenge. So I think if Josh is able to politically get to the end of the game on all of his seasons, I think that's still better than somebody that is like, again, someone like, I think like Josh versus Brandon Nelson. I think this is like, I think Brandon Nelson is a worse challenge competitor than Josh. Because again, at least Josh can make it to the end of the season. Like Brandon Nelson, what, like his best appearance is what, midway through? So again, does Brandon Nelson beat Josh in eliminations? Probably, maybe. But like, I think he's like fundamentally a worse challenge competitor. I'm saying Devin isn't the worst. So again, we're talking about the worst. I don't think Josh is the worst challenge competitor because he can at least make it deep. Same thing with Devin. Devin is also someone that can make it deep, and through that she is not the worst challenge competitor. Amanda or Josh? I'm trying to remember Amanda's resume. I'd probably say Josh is better than Amanda. Amanda like has had like moments where she's like pretty good, but also again like has never been to a final. I think her closest is Spice Lies and Allies, right? Like pretty much like auto loses elimination in like most eliminations against like anyone competent. Which too fair, Josh does too. Is Kelly still an ER nurse? I know she's still a nurse. I don't know what. Actually, wasn't she talking about how she's going to be like a physician or something, or like a nurse practitioner? I think that was the thing, right? Was she at the end of the invasion? Yeah, I don't remember. She got eliminated in like the 3-way elimination, right? Does that follow the same logic for Surround Big Brother? Yeah. Like, that's why people are fucking upset at me when I, like, rank, like, Philip Shepard above, like, certain other people. mind you, the take of Philip Shepard's better than Kelly Wentworth is insane. But again, like I think it's like, yeah, I follow the same logic with Survivor. Yeah, if you can make it to the end of Survivor, that's still better than if you have like some game ability, but you're out in like week 3. And obviously, like in a theoretical world where you're able to play over and over and over again, obviously that's not necessarily the case, but we don't have that information. So like, why am I like basing this assessment of this game, of this person's game, based on like hypotheticals? It's like, again, we literally saw Philip make it to Final 2. We saw Philip again get to Final 10 in a spot where like he was essentially the figurehead of his alliance. In comparison to like, I don't know, like Brian Corden is maybe a person I would say, who like, okay, maybe that's not, okay, who should I say? Like someone, maybe someone that didn't get swap screwed is maybe a better way to compare it. Even though, to be fair, I would probably say Philip's a better player than Philip Corden. Brian Corden. But I think it's like, it makes more sense if it's like, I don't know, like someone that didn't get swap screwed but had potential. But Angelina better than Rob Cesternino? Like, no? He's getting Rob made to the end. Like, it would be this, like, if we're talking about, like, Angelina versus, like, Natalia, and maybe not fair because it's the same season, but, like, I think that's something that would be, like, okay, that's when it would be, like, insane or whatever. But yeah, like, Rob Cesternino, like, made it to Final 3. Like, that's not the same comparison. Asia, actually, maybe Asia is a good comparison. Actually, no, it's not a good comparison because it's fucking Angelina, too. Like, it would have to be, like, either way, yeah, like, is Philip Shepard a better player than Asia? Like, maybe. Or is Asia a better player than Philip Shepard? Like, maybe if they were playing, like, 200 times or something, I think Asia would do better on more appearances. But based on what we currently have, it's like, again, Philip's record is a lot better. I mean, I think the thing about Philip is just that, like, I don't think he was ever getting, like, the respect to win. Okay, well, that missed. But on Caramoan, I think a lot of that, like, kind of stemmed from his, like, pre-game, like, stigma or whatever that people had on him. How did Russell BB11 do on Survivor? Probably worse. Maybe. Maybe not, I don't know. Not great, either way.
The heroes emerge from the cauldron back in the rainforest.
Like, I think he'll essentially be like, he'll be like kind of similar to like Joel, I feel like Joel from Micronesia. Would he just be Rodney? I think there's a shot of Rodney. I think that's his upside. But I think he'd be this like person that tries to like micromanage everything and make some like questionable moves. Do you think my criteria is the best one? Like, I think everybody thinks their criteria is the best one because they wouldn't be thinking, like, that wouldn't be their criteria if they didn't think that. They expect Big T on 41, probably. I haven't heard anything about her not being on, so. Could have had Russell versus Russell on Survivor. I mean, we already did, didn't we? Didn't they even... Wasn't there even a commercial of Russell versus Russell? I think there was preseason, wasn't there? I feel like I remember there being a commercial of Russell Swan versus Russell Hantz. Because like, it was like the polar opposites. Like Russell Hantz is like this big villain, Russell Swan's this big hero. Is like how they were trying to portray it. What do you think would have happened if there was a tie in Micronesia? What did I think? I already forgot. I think I've talked about it at a point of like I speculated. I don't really have like a super solid answer though. Oh, it's frozen. I'm an idiot. I mean, that was the rules on the Survivor card game or whatever, right? The original one? Or is it a new one, actually? I forgot. Either way, yeah, there was like some sort of thing that said if it's a tie, then the host decides. But that wouldn't have happened.
The brain responsible for a sawtooth's hopes and dreams.
Like settling down.
Also does have the mother factor.
Like
Obviously.
Aurora hunters and plotting world domination. An excellent
Oh, we're talking. I completely forgot we were talking about Russell. If Russell, like BB-11 was on Survivor, that's what you're referring to. Of that Russell versus Russell.
As I recall,
Actually, I forgot. Was he before? Was that before or after Samoa?
Hey, that would have worked.
does it really matter who
Like
versus
BB-11
why?
was 2009, right? So that was like around the same time. It would have been right before Samoa then, right? Because like Samoa would have aired right when BB-11 finished. Because like Russell BB-11 does have a lot of like Russell Hantz like in him, I feel like. Maybe not physically in him, but just in general. Cockroach should have been a 40. Well, I think you're wrong, but that's fine. I have no interest in Kyle ever again. I think I'm good.
Shall we head out again?
BB-11 is a top 5 season in North American Big Brother. I wouldn't say top 5 personally, but I would say it's very high. I do like it.
One good thing about metal flowers?
I'm actually surprised that like the general consensus is that BB-11 isn't good. Because like I don't know why. Like I mean I do in the sense obviously I think like people are upset by the coup d'etat and that sort of thing, but like I don't know. It's not that bad in my opinion. Like that being like a taint against the season. Like I think like the coup d'etat itself is a good moment, and also it's again it's not like Jesse was that screwed. Speaking of screwed, yeah, that was like a thing of like so Corey's last stream was him talking about the most robbed players in Big Brother history. I was watching that and
even deadlier resistance.
I did find some of his like answers questionable. I thought his top ones were fine. Like obviously, like Eric Stein, yeah, that's fine.
You handle that spear? No way.
But like Natalie Negrotti being at number 9, I think is kind of insane.
What if everything I've done is just hero
To the point where like I was watching in the background like I was wrapping up work yesterday, and I was like to the point where I was like I feel like I should probably say something. I probably should have said more. Like I feel like, and that's the thing. Like with me and like on Twitter, like I don't like post usually. Like, and I don't respond to comments, that sort of thing too. Because like I feel like if I do that, I tend to go down this like rabbit hole of like going all in. So like I'd rather just like not go in at all. But yeah. I think Corey's just wrong about Natalie being screwed. Like I get I get the argument. Like, I think the argument, like, on a, like, surface level makes sense. I don't think it's actually correct, though. Was the round ranking? It's on the 15th. Which should be locked in at this point. Considering we know when the cast for Survivor is out. So, again, this Saturday will be the 48 cast assessment. The following Saturday will be my 50 guide to every player's returning chances, which is looking to be 5 hours. Then the following Saturday is the runner-up ranking, which will be the 6-year anniversary of the channel. Yeah, I mentioned was it 2 planes? I thought it was a plane and a helicopter, but either way, yeah. The final 4 of Natalie, Parvati, Serena, Manta? Could not tell you. Does Natalie get any votes? I don't know if Natalie even gets a vote. So really it's just like taking a vote away from Parvati. So it's probably just likely a Suri win. Victor coming back into the game and winning HOH right after she victim is pretty unlucky. But she wanted Victor to stay. And she was actually like so upset that Victor went home because she was trying to save him and didn't want him to go home to begin with. The only reason he was nominated is because she wanted Paul out. And she was like, well, Victor's going to try to save Paul, so I need Victor on the block. And then Paul wins veto. And then she's like, fuck, I need to get Corey out. And then tries to flip the vote onto Corey and just can't flip the vote onto Corey because James is very anti. Because like James is like pro Corey, anti like James and Victor at that point. Or like Natalie wanted Victor to stay, like that's like like she doesn't get, like, in my opinion, it's like, I would not say it's her being screwed, considering that's actually what she wanted to happen. Like, Victor going home that week is essentially an accident from Natalie's point of view. James is a dummy by trying to get Corey out. I think getting Corey out is... Or we're talking about... Anyway, I think the right call for James was to get rid of Victor. For Natalie, I think it's, like, debatable. Because she obviously had a much closer, like, personal connection to Victor. To where, like, really, I think, like, for Natalie, like, probably the better call would have been to not even go for Paul or Victor that round. Probably would just go outright for Corey from the beginning. But obviously she gets tricked by Nicole. No, there's no draft. This reminds me how bad the Vendettas format is. I mean, I don't really remember the Vendettas format that well. Like, I remember there was they would have, like, 3 people that decide who goes in or whatever, that sort of thing. Nicole misses underrated as the best bluff in Big Brother history. Sure. Also, I felt like there was some revisionist history on the Frankie. Like, Frankie was number 10 on Corey's list, which, like, I think Frankie should have been higher, even though I think, like, some of his rationale was not correct. Tribunal, is that what it's called? Yeah. Like, obviously I knew it was called Tribunal at a point. I didn't realize it was called Tribunal in that season. I think we'll see a Big Brother play on Survivor again. Probably not. Not as long as Jeff is there. I think Jeff is very anti, and CBS has given Jeff more power. I think a Survivor player on Big Brother, though, is very likely at some point. Yeah, I know it was called Tribunal at a point. I just don't remember, like, what it was called in, like, every single season. By the way, I did see this, that Coach said that he's retired, which we'll see. Coach changes his mind, like, every fucking 2 seconds. I don't really trust a single thing Coach says. So again, this could be a cover. This could also be genuine. I could not tell you. Like, it could be, like, I think it could be a cover. It could be a cover in both ways. It could be a cover in the sense that maybe he's in the running for 50 and doesn't want to leak that. Could also be a cover in the sense that he wasn't called for 50 and is, like, doesn't want to pretend like he was, like, wanting to be on 50. Coach on Traders. That'd be fun. Jeff, I think he was fine on them on the show. He didn't want them on the show to begin with, though. I think he was fine with Hayden. Like, he liked Hayden, I think, immediately after the season. Caleb, I think he was, like, fine. Like, I think he liked Caleb's exit in Co Wrong. I think after Game Changer, he doesn't give a shit about him, though. But again, it was a spot where, like, he really did not want Caleb on Co Wrong. But, like, CBS forced him to. And then with Hayden was a last-second replacement. Where, like, it wasn't even meant to be a Big Brother player. Like, it was supposed to be Robbie instead of Hayden. But then Robbie had to drop out. So they were like, well, she's dating Hayden, who's a Big Brother player. And they're like, okay, I guess. That's for winning Dondi. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I don't know if you know this, but but yeah, Will's gonna be the 5th boot from Dondi. I mean, that's in the stream title. That's what's gonna happen. I was like, Will actually, like, this episode, even though it didn't work out for him, it does feel like Will at least has, like, allies. So that's something. Or maybe Natalie. Yeah, 100%. I think that, like, that was also a thing at the time of, like, yeah, like Natalie and Nadia, I don't think he was happy with on San Juan del Sur initially. And that's also why, like, supposedly, like, these, yeah, he hated San Juan del Sur at the time. Which, like, obviously a big portion of that is because of, like, how the majority played for most of it. And also there's, like, a lot of, like, no names. But also, I think Natalie winning initially for him was also, like, disappointing. Where it's like, fuck, like, an amazing race person won our show. I'm actually, yeah, I think Dixon's the #1 contender for me right now. Especially because, like, we know that the winner of the season, like, goes all in and gets, like, the biggest prize or whatever in reality TV history or whatever. Dixon seems like a person that would do that, and I feel like the edit is, like, set up in a way that it would make sense if he did do that. I mean, he likes Natalie now. Like, even by the time of Winners at War, he was, like, super high on Natalie. But I do think, like, in the immediate, like, right after the season, I think he was disappointed. Like, I think the thing with Philip is, like, like, where is Philip on the show? Like, I just feel like Philip's, like, not that prominent. And to be fair, obviously Jordan wasn't. But again, like, considering we know that the winner of the season is this person that, like, wins the biggest prize in reality TV show history, it's like, I feel like Philip would be getting more by this point, but I don't know. Like, he's there, but, like, I feel like he hasn't had anything of, like, depth there. And I feel like he's also not the type of person that I would expect to go all in. Like, I don't, like, he feels like a very conservative player.
All we have to do now is put our toothy friend together.
How hard can it be?
Oh, yeah? You gonna do it?
Jeremy's win helped Jeff's reception of Natalie. Maybe? I do wonder what his general thoughts on San Juan are at this point. Because obviously, like, since then, like, obviously you had Jeremy, Natalie, and Wentworth all have, like, really good reappearances. But he hated the season at the time, like, so much. And, like, I get, like, genuinely, like, I get it. Like, up until, like, Final 6, like, I get it. Because, like, I get production, he's got, like, knowing what the season seemed to be up until the Final 6, or really maybe Final 7, I guess. But, like, yeah, some of those like, could have been a fucking disaster. Because, yeah, like, if you don't know, the majority on San Juan del Sur, like, the, what was it, Baylor, Missy, John, Jacqueline, Natalie group, they had a deal that they were just gonna go to the final 3. That was gonna be Natalie, John, and Missy. We're just gonna go to final 3. And that, like, Jacqueline and Baylor were gonna just bow out. They were essentially gonna pagong everyone else. At final 5, essentially, Jacqueline was gonna quit, then Baylor was gonna quit. Or, like I said, be voted out. Not obviously properly quit, but, like, essentially they were just gonna, like, allow John, Missy, and Natalie to go to final 3. And then just, like, let the jury decide at that point. So, like, from a production standpoint, like, I get why they hated it. They were like, well, this is fucking dumb. Why are we doing this? Like, you see that, like Jeff's frustration at the reward challenge, where, like, they just let Missy win the reward challenge. Because, like, that was essentially what was going to happen on the season. That was, like, the plan. Yeah, obviously Natalie wasn't going to do that. But that's what the majority was going to, like, Missy was going to do that. Like, Missy wasn't willing to turn against John. Like, even at the point where John goes home, she didn't even vote for John. Both times, even on the revote. Because, like, she had, like, a deal with John to, like, never go against him. John probably would have won, yeah. Because that would have been a world where, like, Natalie didn't make, like, the moves necessary or whatever. Like, because I think she needed to get rid of John and whatever. So it's like, yeah, I think more than likely, John does win that. I don't know if he's the most dominant winner ever, but, like, I don't know. Probably be, like, upper, like, I think he'll be, like, probably, I don't know, where would he land? Like, I think the fact that he's on a Blood vs. Water season, like, very much helped him. Like, I think my initial instinct's, like, Yule-ish. But, like, it's a different thing than Yule, because, like, Yule was, like, Yule was in a spot where, like, he gets helped out by, like, production in a spot where, like, he was pretty fucked if, like, things didn't go his way in that spot, where, like, John is, like, the opposite, where, like, John never faced adversity, but that's because he was very fortunate in, like, how the season was, like, set up to begin with, where, like, he had all these loved ones and everything that, like, allowed for these dynamics to even happen, because obviously this doesn't happen if it's not a loved one season. Like, there's no way that Jacqueline's just like, and Jacqueline and Baylor are just like, yeah, vote us out, like at Final 5. If it was in Blood vs. Water season. Jeff would probably vote for a man over a woman in every scenario. I don't think so anymore. I think Jeff definitely votes Rachel over Sam. I don't think Jeff is nearly as misogynistic as he used to be. Like, if anything, I think he actually is the opposite now. I think he's like, I think a lot of his like favorite recent players are women.
Good thing I managed to grab the flower before you smashed that too.
Was back done immediately after the Jeremy vote at Final 9.
Please, I promise I'll feed him and take him out for walks and everything.
Has Jeff checked his biases? He has. He's openly said that in interviews. Like, I remember I think it was the interview with Dominic Monaghan or whatever his name is, which was like in between 40 and 41. No, it was after. When was it? Was it after 41? It was between 41 and 42? Either way, it was like very early new era. Like, he talked about it and he was like, yeah, like I know I had biases and like I've been trying to work on that. I've not played this for our board game. I do own it though. Or not the board. I own the card game. I own the board game actually.
I have no idea what
That's how boring she'd be. Who is this? Amber. Oh, I did see this. Yeah, Rob is like campaigning to get Amber on Dondi, which is like, Oh yeah, you are talking about the new one that just came out. Yeah, the card game. Yeah, it's card game. I do own it. I did buy it. It was what, $20? It's like, why not? Who wins the Jeff Probst Parvati Amanda Final 3? I don't think anyone's voting for Probst, right? Unless they're like really simping for a return, I guess.
The dance floor.
Wow, really?
I don't even think Jeff loved Charlie that much. Like, I think he likes Charlie because he sees that like the casuals love Charlie. Because again, at the time, like immediately after season, he was like very pro Kenzie. Oh, thank God we're getting another fucking disco scene. Like, it's not until like after he saw like the fan reception to Charlie's loss that I think he actually gave a shit about Charlie. They sent you two even though you paid for one? Well, that's something. You know, I'd keep it sealed. Because it's a collector's item, maybe. Love Survivor, never do anything malicious. The people that matter in the situation understand it was clearly a mistake and that all that mattered at the end of the day. Yeah, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Like, I think it's like... And this is something I've been thinking about recently, too, because, like... Because I'm making this video on the, like, guide to every player's returning chances or whatever. And, like, with that video, like, literally, like, as I think through people, it's like I think through people in boot order. It's like, if you're someone that, like, knows the boot order, I feel like that is, like, a way you are going to, like, think about it. So, like, for me, it's like, I just, like, I instinctively, like, think about people in boot order.
I got you right where I want.
How does these disco scenes affect Aloy's character arc? I mean, it's obviously fundamental.
Sounds like a fight.
We're all super busy, but I could squeeze.
I'm racist for calling Darnell, obviously.
And there's something you'll want to see.
What I say about Stephanie Fair in my guide, I said the only thing notable about her is that she wanted mashed potatoes or something. It is the real Rome.
Helis, sir, we found something and it's metal. Oh, finally!
Jeff loves his sneaky under radar winners now. I think he loves most people that are cast, I think is the thing. And obviously I think if he sees someone go on the win, he's like just in this like state of mind that he's gonna like prop them up. Because like, he's so involved in the casting process now that I think he just like has this like attachment to like almost everyone that's there. Obviously, unless you like turn out to be a terrible person like after the show is finished. But I don't know, like who from the new era is someone that like Jeff Probst like hates? I don't know if there is a person, at least not top of mind. No 50 updates.
Every time we're ready to find a flower, some someone or something.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't check like right before stream, but I don't think Redmond
Well, it's really annoying.
has said anything.
Find some way of drawing Helis out.
Yeah, they're talking about Amanda Kimmel.
It's our turn to be annoying.
How fortunate.
Uh,
I'm detecting cultist
yeah,
camps.
nothing new.
Perhaps there you can find a way to mess up his plans.
Watch out, Helis.
King Jackson Fox. Okay, I guess Jackson Fox. And then Sean and Hannah, right? Yeah. It's obviously, yeah, the quitters. But to be fair, actually, Sean especially. Like, he was, like, especially upset at Sean. Like, Hannah, he was actually, like, not... Like, he was annoyed at the fact that, like, she quit. But, like, I don't think he actually, like even, like, hated Hannah that much. Yeah, Sean, he was, like, genuinely upset about, though. Who's Redmond? The person that spoils every season. Casting, spoils the casting of every season, I should say. Totally going through every American movie made since 2000, adding to your letter. Okay. Yeah, it takes a while. Yeah, thankfully I started like keeping track of what movies I watched, like right when I got back into movies, so it wasn't like that difficult. Hannah gave us Emily Flippin. I mean, yeah. And Emily Flippin's one of Jeff's favorite players. I mean... And he should be thinking... maybe that is generally why he's not upset at Hannah. That probably is, actually. He's like, well, I guess Emily stayed, so I guess we got that. He's like, looking at the other option, it's like, what, Sifu got saved by Sean quitting? Which, like, I'm sure he's, like, fine with Sifu, but I don't get the sense that he ever, like, loved Sifu. Which is like kind of addictive by the edit also. I've not seen the Dixon podcast. I didn't know Dixon had a podcast or like was on a podcast. I was like, I do find it weird how like actually that was another potential stream title was it Parvati is a NBC plant or something like that. But yeah, I find it strange how like Parvati and Boss Rob are going this like big tour or whatever of like being on all these podcasts and everything. Mr. Beast Legend. Yeah, sure. I did watch that video. The Mr. Beast video that Sifu was in. Yeah, Sifu got robbed. Probably seen as a threat now. Yeah. Yeah, she's number 2. Well, it's because people know that she's from Survivor now. It is funny that David was still number 3 despite people not knowing he's from Survivor. You have a list of every movie you remembered seeing that I haven't rated on Letterboxd, so whenever we watch them. See, I just like rated it like when I did the IMDb, I should say, I just rated it anyway. Like if I remembered watching it, which is why I took off some of them on when I went to Letterboxd. It was like, do I really need like a rating for this movie that I actually don't remember? But like I know I watched. CBS should replace Jeff as host with Mr. Beast. I don't know if I need to see Mr. Beast in anything. I do wonder if there are people that do know that David is from Australian Survivor and they're just not showing it. But either way, like, David obviously is, like, a threat, right? Like, even from their view, because they're looking at, like, him as, like, Parvati's, like, right-hand man. And that he's, like, the father in the family or whatever. So it's, like, there obviously is, like, reason to think of him as a threat either way. You're probably watching every Best Picture nominee for months, never did. I've watched most of them, I think, like, without, like, actively trying to. At least, I think I've watched every nominee since, like, 2000 or something like that. I've watched a lot from before that, but not, like, every single one. David's a giant compared to the cast. He's, like, 6'4", while Storm's 5'10". Yeah, is he the biggest guy? He probably is, right? I think it's, like, him or Philip, I would assume. I've not watched Emilia Perez. I've not watched any movie that came out in the year of 2024. I still mean to. It's also funny because like I saw now more movies. Like I saw Wild Robot was on one of the streaming services I have. I forgot which one now. So like I want to watch that. I saw like Gladiator 2 is on Paramount, I think. Was it Paramount or was it? It was Paramount, right? Yeah, it was Paramount. Gladiator 2 is on. It's like that's a movie I could watch, but I just haven't watched movies. I did watch episode 12 of Bloody Game, so I'm almost done Bloody Game finally. It was fine. Was it Peacock? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because I was on Peacock earlier to watch Dondi. Saw Brulus and I was disappointed by it. That's a shame. Will I ever do a video on the biggest goats I ever see? Yes, that's on my list of video ideas already. Want to talk about Bloody Game once I finish it? I mean, I feel fairly confident that like Dongman has to win this, right? Like, I can't imagine the season not ending with Dongman winning. He's like, who is he losing to? Mind you, I don't know the endgame format, so like that's also a thing. Like, I don't know if it is like the Genius and they just do like a series of death matches or what. But if it is anything like actually skill based, like I cannot imagine Dongman not winning this season. Yeah, I can't wait when they do 6-hour episodes.
Those contraptions do seem to be of great importance to him.
PA Amelia Perez because is that why they hate it? So I saw that like Amelia Perez is like not a liked movie, but like I assume there's gotta be something more. I mean, obviously I assume there's definitely a certain part of the fan base that definitely hates it because of that, but like I'm sure there has to be like another reason though. Because I feel like it's like almost universally hated. Dongman balled out. That is true. Seeing that even trans people didn't care for it. Yeah. You're from Pierre to watch. Why are you watching Law and Order SVU? Yeah, I know. It ties the record, right, for most Oscar noms, or at least actually, is 13 the record or is 14? Either way, it's a lot. Is Amelia Perez the one that Selena Gomez is in, right? Yeah, 14 is the record? Okay. Yeah, like I thought it was 13 until I said it, and then I realized that doesn't sound right. I think it is 14. Best movie ever made is Superbad? Sure. I think it's in my top 100 or something, maybe. I don't know, is it? Where does he stop watching reality TV? So he watched 17 seasons of Criminal Minds. I know my dad binged Criminal Minds like a year or two ago or something. Where like he had never watched it until then. They're still making it too, right? Like they have like a sequel series now. Criminal Minds also like used to be on right after Survivor. So I remember like I would see like the first like minute of it like all the time, but like never actually watch the show itself. Music and story is not good. I didn't hate it as much as others, but I give it a 5 out of 10. Yeah, I can see that. That's like the fact that like I think it's like kind of like Rebirth to a degree for me. Of like people just love Rebirth so much that like it annoys me that people love Rebirth. And to be fair, I generally don't think Rebirth is good. So it's not like I would say like the only reason I don't like Rebirth is because other people like it. But like I think it definitely like makes me want to hate it more.
Can we do that, Silence?
You're asking a master hacker.
You watch Superbad countless times, laugh almost every time. It's a timeless classic. It's good. Nora was a film in 2024. Survivor should deliberately cast a sex worker on the show. I think I wouldn't be opposed to that personally. I think obviously I don't know if CBS would though.
Just wanted to let you know.
Where like I think CBS tries to be very like family friendly to where like I don't think they would like I I don't know what they would feel about like someone like Victoria Baymonde, like someone like Victoria who had like an OnlyFans at a point. Like, would they care? I don't think so. And too far, I don't think Victoria's coming back. But like, just like as a reference, like I don't think like Victoria is somebody that like, oh, we can't have Victoria back because she had like an OnlyFans account at one point. But if like someone like whose actual occupation, like full on occupation, is like being like an OnlyFans model or something like that, I don't know if they would cast that person. Like I think they would like again not want to be involved in that. Have I talked about the hot takes yet? I've briefly talked about them. Not all. Like I haven't like run through all of them, but I briefly talked about like some of them. Like the fact that I forgot to mention Kyle's in my cast assessment.
Not good enough to keep my sister hooked. She stopped believing years ago when I find it.
I know it was. I know it's Rome.
Biggest, I told you so. She'd be all,
like I've seen his profile before, like on Dwight's stream.
Can't give up on your dreams. First almost sensible thing to come out of your mouth.
Hey, you don't know that.
The director of Emilio Perez is a French man who did little research on Mexican culture.
Sure you could, honey child.
Yeah, that's not great.
Okay. Well, now that's settled. Let's go.
Who directed it? Is anyone notable for me? Let's see. Yeah, I don't know who that person is. Jacques Audiard? Oh, no, I do know who he is. Yeah, I do like, I did like Rust and Bone back in the day. Then I've watched The Beat That My Heart Skipped, but I don't really remember it. But, I don't know, I liked one of his movies. But, I don't know, I'm not dying to watch Emilia Perez. How much more is there left of this game? I just want to finish this. Like, I believe this is the final proper level, and then there's, like, a final boss after this. But, like, how many more things are there? I actually have not watched any of the Jeff Probst movies, and I want to. Yeah, I want to do, like, some sort of retrospective on them, because I think it'll be funny. Oh my god, wait, what the fuck? This is only the second one? Okay, cool. Well, I'm not anywhere close. Sheriff Compton, I remember liking it when I watched it. I don't think it was, like, anything that I'm like, oh, this is the greatest movie ever or anything, but...
Spend time in the desert and still
But yeah, I think I rate it like, I don't know, like a 3 out of 5 or a 3.5 out of 5, maybe? I don't remember.
I'd spend months out here with nothing but a thin
I mean, he's not gonna, like, don't ask if he's on Twitch, like, he's not gonna answer anyway.
and rode on its back for miles.
Yeah, you sure it wasn't the heat getting to you? Yeah, that can make you dream.
I mean, Rome's been chatting the entire stream, pretty much. What if American Dongman is waiting to be discovered in the casting pool but has a porn background? Well, they're not going to cast them to begin with. Like, Brian Heidick wouldn't have been cast had they known that Brian Heidick was in, like, softcore porn or whatever.
As they search the desert for ways to annoy
And too bad, I think it's a different time now, but, like, even then, I think CBS in particular would, like, want to avoid that. And I think Jeff, too. He's like, I think Jeff cares a lot about, like, this being, like, a family program. And I think he knows that, like, some people would be upset if they did cast, like, a sex worker.
Be brave, Varl.
And, like, talk about how, like, oh, it's setting a bad precedent for kids and that sort of thing. So it's like, I think Jeff himself would also avoid it. Yeah, that's why I don't think Ozzy would be back, personally. Well, too, but there's also other things involved with that, but, like, I think that in itself also is probably not great, especially if, like, that's his own... Actually, I don't know. I think with the returning players, though, it's, like, kind of a different thing, because, like, you don't talk that much about their, like, occupations. And, like, it's not really this, like, thing in the Chiron anymore. Because, like, if Ozzy's back, like, he'll have, like, Cook Islands in the Chiron. It won't have, like, OnlyFans model or whatever.
Wakey, wakey, terminal.
So, like, maybe there's a world where, like, if they like a person enough that they'd be willing to cast them and just, like, put their, like, job title as, like, model or something. But again, I think they would just generally try to avoid it. Yeah, also Rome's under NDA for other things, yeah.
Big cauldron.
Like, even if it wasn't just 50 related. How high is Thomas on power ranking? Pretty high. Was Zach Nichols review Ozzy's dick pics? Obviously, that's exactly what I need to do. What was the video idea that we were talking about? Oh, it was it was rating the Playboy shoots, wasn't it? Ranking the Playboy shoots. But I did see this about Zach being annoyed that he wasn't cast, which that's about right. That's what I expected. Play another, I don't know, not dying to. Only reason I played that one is so that I could talk about it in the year in gaming video. And even then, I regret not having it higher. It should have been... Okay, what I just do there? It should have been above New Tales from Borderlands. The fact that it wasn't is one of the biggest injustices in the channel's history. Like the movie Conclave? What is Conclave? Oh, that's the timing based thing? Oh, okay, I see what's going on there. What was it? Organize a conclave to elect the next pope and finds himself investigating secrets and scandals about the major candidates. Sounds interesting. I assume it ends up criticizing religion, if I were to guess. Also, that's the thing I like about Metaphor, is that Metaphor's a criticism of religion. There's a genie in my... Yeah, sure. Obviously, I need to play that. Why did I Am Legend, Alvin the Chipmunks open the same week? Because they're like polar opposites, right? Because they're like, well, again, anybody that's watching Alvin the Chipmunks... By the way, I did watch that in theaters, too, which is funny. So, like, I guess I was one of the people that watched Alvin the Chipmunks over I Am Legend. Dude, I don't know if I watched it, like, the week it came out, but I definitely watched Alvin the Chipmunks in theaters. Ozzy's a big dick? I mean, I would assume so if he's making a living on OnlyFans. Actually, to be fair, I guess you could probably make a living off of, like, having a small dick, right? I think when you have, like, a medium, like, just, like, a normal size, it's probably like, yeah, is that really doing much on OnlyFans? Bigger than Big Dick Chris? I mean, I would assume not, right? Considering that's in his name. Conclave was good, but I wish it didn't have a they stood in silence and they stood and clapped ending. I don't know what the context is, but that does seem very blatant. What's the conversation? Could not tell you. And that's what happens when you mention Ozzy, I guess. Have I snuck into another movie after watching one? Yeah, all time when I was a kid. Recently, no. Actually, are they like super? They're super strict on that now, right? Like they weren't when I was a kid. Like when I was a kid, you just go into any fucking movie theater and like easily like they didn't like do anything. But yeah, I haven't been to a movie theater since Endgame, so I don't know anymore, like how it works anymore. Perry movies, yeah, I used to watch all those. They're really shit though. All-Star 6 champ. I assume, yeah, it's someone that isn't going to be, which is Chauncey, which is true. Like in a you think you suffered but I really suffered kind of thing. Yeah. Go outside. I mean, I don't have time for movies. I'm too busy making fucking videos that like don't really matter. Genuinely, I'm at the point now where like I made such a big mistake scheduling February the way I did. Like, why did I do this to myself? And too bad, part of it was not intentional because, like, obviously I didn't plan on making a fucking 5-hour Survivor 50 guide to every player's returning chances video. But still, it's like, yeah, I don't know why I did this to myself. Making, like, all these big videos back to back to back. Because that's why, like, this month, like, essentially I made, like, no real progress this month because it took forever to write the Plow retrospective, make the Plow retrospective, then also edit the runner-up ranking, and now edit the Survivor 50 video. Yeah. Yeah, I was in Corey's chat yesterday. What did I say about Spiel? I don't remember. I haven't gotten there yet. I'm not even halfway through. I've edited, like, so I spent a good chunk of the day, well, technically I spent, like, all day Monday editing. But, like, a good, like, 4 or 5 hours was literally setting everything up more than actually editing. Because, like, I had to get, like, all the images, organize them, I don't know, whatever. It's, like... and also I decided to, like, make a template out of it that'll make casting videos easier for down the road. But, yeah, like, that took a while. And then, what was it? Then, yeah, edited for a few hours that day, and then my free time yesterday I edited. But, like, I'm only up to South Pacific, and it's 2 hours long. Like, I believe raw audio-wise... Well, like, raw audio-wise, it's, like, the same length as my runner-up ranking, but, like, if you take out all the silences and everything... it's like still like what, like 6 hours. So like it's likely going to be around 5. What I say about PG? Like probably not, but not impossible. But yeah, I do talk a lot. Like so, like this is a video that I'm meaning for it to go beyond just 50, especially for like the non-new era people in particular. Like this is more so just like an overall assessment of like when were these people previously in the running, what would they potentially be in the running for down the road, like kind of also like just like kind of like a mini checkup on like where these people are just in general right now. Like what was going on here? What do I have to do here? Oh, that actually does work. Okay, didn't realize that would work. Gabon best season? I mean, sure. GC will be back. Is GC like one of the most, like, I think GC might be like the least likely person to come back that isn't icky and also like didn't quit. And isn't, I guess, and isn't dead. What did I mention about Alex Bell? I don't think I mentioned like that much. Like obviously I mentioned the fact that he's married to Kim Powers, but I didn't mention the coffee shop. I don't think.
Well, not as well as we can.
Okay, I should also have the qualifier of like not old. JP is on 50 as expected. Did I mention Alex and Kim Powers? I do, in both. Well, obviously I first mentioning Kim's, and then mention again when we get to Alex. But yeah, I've had to essentially, like, record something extra for, like, so essentially, like, I edit through a season's worth, and then after that, like, decide if there's something that I need to re-record or whatever. I've had to do that for, like, so again, I'm up to season 23. I think I have to do that for, like, 16 seasons or something already. So that's also been kind of a pain.
After the shadows,
Well, Ben Browning's icky.
the sun was blinding. But when they regained their bearings...
So again, I include Ben Browning as an icky player. My friend Loki wants to get our coffee from Alex. I mean, and what's the harm? We get the return of Albert's bulge. I didn't realize Albert had a bulge. I assumed he had one just in general, but like not one notable. But no. I like Jeff. I think like openly doesn't like Albert.
Make the most of it. I'm gonna run out. I know. Almost got squished.
If I had to pick only one Zero Vote finalist of the new era to return, who are the Zero Vote finalists? You got what? Xander, Xander, Romeo, Owen. Which so far I would say Owen. Carolyn. Carolyn or Owen? I'd probably go Carolyn over Owen. Even though like, I'm not as high on Carolyn as a Survivor returnee as most people, but like I'd still go Carolyn over Owen. Jake or Carolyn I think is close. I think I'd lean Jake. I think Jake has more potential in my mind than Owen. And then what, Ben? Which probably not. And then Sue, probably not. So yeah, it's I think my answer would probably be Jake, but like Carolyn's also like a good answer too. You think Owen could win a returning season? I don't. Mainly because I don't think he is like dynamic enough of a player to do so, if I were to guess. Which again, I like Owen. I think Owen's a really nice guy. I don't think Owen has like the killer instinct. So like, I think he would be well positioned coming into a returning season where he does have a lot of friends. So like, especially within the new era, like I think he'd be very well connected. I don't think anyone's looking at Owen as like a threat, but I would be pretty surprised if he's able to like make the moves necessary to win. Really, what I think I've learned from Blood in the Clock Tower more so is that I wish Sammy would play Survivor. Like, I think if there's a Blood vs. Water 3, I think first pairing I would want on is Owen and Sammy. Possibly going on a trip to Vietnam? Why are you going to Vietnam? We eventually get enough players for Zero Vote finalists at War, probably. The question is, would we want that? I would say Jenna Maraska a lot. Yeah, I mean Sammy Owen's wife, not Sammy from 43.
What is it that we want? I think what we really want is to keep wrecking those polluters.
You shade-loving slugs!
Angelina winning that? And what, Zero Vote finalists at War? Sure.
That should keep him stewing nicely.
But yeah, Jenna, there's a decent chunk to talk about. Did you talk about like her recent troubles with DUI and stuff? You talk about like her potentially being like supposedly South Pacific was going to be Ethan and Jenna, so like that's a thing to mention. The fact that she was in the running for Heroes with Villains as well. It's like there are things to talk about.
It's the donut horde.
In terms of like if she's coming back, I don't think it's likely. I would not say I wouldn't say it's impossible, but I think the fact that she wasn't called for Winners at War is pretty bad.
Long lost treasure.
Oh boy. Aaron.
I think it's relevant to where her returning chances, though.
What? Of course. The signs are all there. The heat of the forge.
Because I think that is something that would be taken into consideration. Is like where she currently is in her life. And I think she's in a spot where like she's probably not quite there yet. Where it seems like she's in a better like like talking about Jenna, like she's some of that like her father passed away a few years ago and like seemed to be a dark spot for her. And then like I think within the last couple years it's kind of been like seeming to getting back like to being better a bit. To where it's like but again, looking at like someone like Todd, it's like I think they're gonna hold that against her. So it's like I think they're gonna be like looking at it, it's like, well, do we need to bring her? Like I don't know. It's like I think that will be something like that they would consider. And to be fair, Jenna's not in the running anyway. It doesn't fucking matter. But like I think in terms of like potential returning chances. I don't think they're clamoring for Jenna to return.
Like kicking Helis's butt.
Where I think the like, so like looking back at like the previous time she was in the running, she obviously just outright didn't make the cut for Heroes of Villains. South Pacific, they specifically want her with Ethan. That was the spot where they turned it down. And then since then, I don't like, was she called for Blood versus Water? I'm not sure, but like outside of that, she definitely wasn't called for 40 in a spot where again it's like only so many winners.
I guess Aaron finding his donut hoard got me.
So we're like, if we're talking about like the last time she was in any true consideration, South Pacific, it's like I don't think she's in the running.
I'll ever really find what I'm looking for. Kind of selfish.
I think Tiffany is pretty likely. Not a lock, but I would say pretty likely.
Follow our hearts.
How true that is. Whether it's sweet pastry treasures,
Probably.
long lost
But that was the thing about South Pacific is that they didn't want to be on a season against each other, was the thing.
keep them interesting. It's right here in the
I wonder if Ethan would have passed medical anyway. Well, I guess he was on Amazing Race. I wonder what, actually, dang it, it's different though, right? Like, it's definitely different. So obviously, like, Survivor's a lot more, like, physically straining than Amazing Race. And obviously in a very different way. Most likely female 50 players? I mean, right now, it's kind of weird. Like, I would say Marianne, if she wants it, if we are having winners on. Like, Carolyn, if she wasn't, like, I don't know, if Carolyn was called, like, obviously, but, like, it seems like she wasn't. So I would say, like, Angelina is someone that I'm looking at as a near lock. Caroline's not back. Genevieve, I think, is pretty likely, but not necessarily a lock. Again, it's tough. I think the women field is very difficult right now. Like, I think the men, like, before we got word of winners and, like, again, when it was, like, looking like a second chance, I think it was very easy to come with the men. But at the spot we're at now, it's like, who the fuck knows, considering there's so many more people that could be in the running. But with the women, like, at that point, it was very, very difficult because, like, the big names and, like, Marianne, Dee, like, those people were, like, and they can't be on. Then, like, Carolyn was supposedly not called. So at that point, it's like, who knows? Like, I think there could have been, like, a lot of room for, like, some really dark horse picks. But we're at the point now where it's like, okay, there's, like, winners back in the running. There's multi-time players. So, like, someone like Andrea, possibly Amanda Kimmel. I don't know who else. But, like, there's, like, other people that could get on where, like, yeah, just could not tell you. I would say Angelina is the biggest lock, probably, of the women. Based on the fact that she, like, fits into every criteria. But, yeah, I think it's just, it's a lot of things up in the air. Why Genevieve? I think they like Genevieve. And she's also from a very recent season, obviously. I think Genevieve and Andy are the two most likely 47 people. Andrea finally winning. I mean, maybe she'll finally be on a not shit season. Maybe that'll be a thing. I would leave the country if I would love if Caroline's on. I like Caroline. She's not going to be on, though. Sam is possible, but I think it's tough archetype-wise. Especially if we're doing like a 20-person cast. Only 5 white men could be on. I don't think he makes the top 5 white men. Like, even archetype-wise, I think Charlie is on over him. As, like, a straight white runner-up in the new era. I think Charlie's on. Over Sam. But I would not be shocked if Sam is in the running, though. Like, again, Sam getting... Yeah, like, if Sam is in the casting process, that would not shock me, but I would be shocked if he actually makes it onto the cast. Well, again, we know Angelina's in the running. So, like, at this point, I do feel like Angelina's pretty much a lock. Like, if it was a spot where, like, we did not know Angelina was in the running, then I'll be like, okay, who knows? Who knows how they feel about her? But we know that she's in the running. So, like, yeah, I feel like she's pretty much on. And it does seem like they're very pro David vs. Goliath, to where like I would expect both her and Christian to be on. It's not an archetype necessarily. It's more so the fact that like it's like looking at the field. Christian is on. Rick Devens is on. Charlie is probably on. Like that's already 3 people that are like pretty much locks. And then like again, if they're including like multi-time players from beforehand, like again, there's so many other options there. It's like I just cannot see a world where Sam makes it on. Like I think it would be, and especially considering like I think it'll probably be over 50% POC. That's the way that like seasons have been recently. Like I think at minimum it'll be 60%. To where like there's just not room for someone like Sam. So like if Sam gets on, I feel like that means like so many other people turned it down, and I just don't think that we're in that world where people will turn it down. No, instantly got rights for a tribe. That is the thing. Like, I think Q is on. Q's obviously been saying he's not on, and he could be telling the truth, but I would say he's on. Was that since last stream? I feel like I talked about it last stream, didn't I? About Amazing Race Australia getting renewed, but maybe it was.
I just don't get these comic books, Varl.
Yeah, like around 4 men, 4 white men. So it's like I don't think Sam is in their top 4 white men. And again, we're not even taking into consideration 48 either, which like again, I think David, if he has like a deep run, is definitely a potential returnee there. Trying to think of who the other white men on the cast are, but still, it's like I don't think Sam will make it. If 54 is a returning season, I think Sam is definitely a contender for that. I just think for 50 it would be very surprising to me. I don't know what they would consider Mike Turner. Because like Mike Turner is Hispanic, but I don't know if he is from their like their view of like diversity. I don't know if they considered him white or not. Supposedly no one from 49.
Try one. If you try a wild pickle sandwich.
Or at least they're not, again, it's in a spot where like they're not saving a spot for 49. So like if someone from 49 is on, they're likely a last second like replacement. It's likely a spot where like they love them so much on 49 they were like, we have to bring you back right away. Like what happened with Russell. Where like Shane was on the cast for Heroes and Villains, then gets cut at the very last second because they were like, we gotta have Russell. And same thing with like Malcolm in Caramoan. We know like Troyzan was literally like, ready to go, and then they were like, no, you're out. We know like for Game Changers they did like save slots for Millennium Jax, but yeah, it doesn't seem like they're doing that this time. I do have David last in the power ranking.
The unmistakable sign of a tall neck nearby.
I don't know if it's exactly like he said around 50% is what Redmond said about the third. Like he knows about 30 people now, and around half of them are New Era. I didn't watch All Stars 5 yet. How Troyzan done in Caramoan? Probably pretty well, to be honest. I don't know if he wins, but like, he probably does do well. Like, I assume he probably works with like Cochran and actually let's think about who's there. Maybe not actually. Yeah, I don't know. I can see people he gets along with, but I don't think he is in this like I don't think he's in a big majority group at least. He probably actually sides with like the Brenda, like Eric, Brandon Hance side of things, I think. David's a douchebag on 48. I mean, seems fun. Oh, perfect. I already made my cast assessment. Oh, okay, cool.
There, get him. I will miss. Probably. Hey, catch this.
Not gonna lie, the number looks better at the bottom. Yeah, I agree. I noticed that this season. I believe this is the first time since like 40 essentially, like ever since they put numbers on the logos, that the numbers at the bottom. I do like that. Sorry, Michigan All-Stars is definitely too long. I personally didn't mind it, but I know that is a major criticism of it. Like, I feel like Survivor Michigan All-Stars is essentially what I wanted Winners at War to be, in terms of like how much like how long it is essentially. Well, I would have loved Winners at War had like these like massively long episodes. Yeah, that is rough. I think that was the point of the season where it was getting pretty rough. But I think for the first, like, definitely the first half of the season, I think it was fine.
Back in the game.
Why did I say Russell wasn't invested in the game at the beginning of Heroes of Villains? Because he wasn't. He himself has said that. That, like, if he was, like, in a spot where, like, if I go home, I go home. I don't really care. Where, like, the Tyson move is literally because he was like, I don't care. Like, I'm willing to go home right now. Like, that's why he does it. Like, it worked to his favor. And at that point, he was able to, like, take control of the game. But, like, when he actually makes the move, he didn't think it was going to work. He thought he was going home. I hate the placement of the 44. It was like, I'm trying to remember. It was like in the castle thing, right? Yeah, Russell gets very lucky in that, like, in that round. Which is funny because obviously the edit portrays as if he made this like mastermind move when like he didn't even think it was mastermind move.
Hey, it's me again. Just, you know, dropping in for a chat.
Lay losing was so satisfying.
Anyway,
yeah.
I know you can't really hear me, but I was.
I did think she was like I had Leia as like the Daedric frontrunner from a lot of the end game.
Why do you look like me? Sometimes I feel.
Identity clear.
I would have voted for Leia though.
Back with more questions, huh?
Straight up.
And this one's one of the biggies. Who are we? Why are we here?
Like I just think there's so much of how that season plays out is based around Leia.
I know it's frustrating. But right now, nothing is more important than saving your world. And I'll be here waiting for you when you do.
He's the best Michigan All-Star player?
Anyway, at least I asked.
I'm trying to think. Because, like, returnee-wise, it's tough. Like, I think I would probably still land on Dale, probably. Where essentially, like, Dale's essentially like Derek and Big Brother, where it's, like, such a dominant win. Like, I think it's like the question would obviously be the fact that like he only has one appearance and like who knows how repeatable that is, but like I just think with like Survivor Michigan where like most people don't play again, the people in All Stars, I don't think there's anyone there that I'm like this person has to be the number one. Oh, I fucking okay. You said Michigan All Star player. I would say Leia. I think the argument for like Sam would obviously be the fact that like he was in the majority more of the time, but I think. Like, I think a lot of the season was based around how Leo was playing the game.
Wow, Varl, you sound like one of those heroes from your books.
And I think Sam makes a lot of, like, missteps along the way. Like, I think the Adam boot is, like, a complete fucking train wreck for Sam. And then also, like, at the beginning of the game, it's, like, also very messy. Yeah, I'm not saying that like Leah like deserved the win or whatever. Like again, that's whatever. But like I would personally vote for Leah.
And then we go hit things.
What are Survivor Michigan people who translate to the mainline show? I think Sam would translate pretty well. There's probably a decent amount. Same thing, like I can't believe Chris LeComp has not been on Survivor from Maryland. Right, Chris LeComp also like has been applying for years. Like, how the fuck has Chris LeComp not been cast? And I know like Holly has applied for Survivor from Survivor Maryland. So like also how's she not been cast? I wonder how many Survivor Michigan people have applied. Because I really don't know. Sarah and Emily B going back to back made me feel so stupid because they were magic frontrunners. Yeah, I was pretty high on Emily B if I remember right. Or I think I was like high on Megan like at the very beginning. And that kind of went down like by the time of the what's it called? The Abby situation happened. Especially because it became very clear that like she herself was not happy about what happened. Like even postseason. So I'm like, well, obviously, like more than likely she doesn't win then. That's not true. Well, are we talking about like in the show? Because even then it's not true. Because like Leah would have won if it was Cooper, her and Bree. But I think with Leah, it was like so much of the like season's narrative was based around her.
That was embarrassing.
So I feel like the negatives. I think yeah, like Survivor Michigan has been like a show where like fucking Mallory won. Like someone that like on the show is blatantly talked about as like a nothing player. So like I don't think like negativity is the worst thing in the world on Survivor Michigan. Yeah, Mallory winning is funny, but it's also a fucking train wreck narratively. It's funny too because like the jury members regret it too, which like it's funny because I would have probably voted for Mallory in that spot, but like, but yeah, like the jury members themselves like regret voting for Mallory. But that's what your prediction is. Well, you got Q, Rick Devens, Christian, Charlie, Caleb, Andy, Jam, Jesse, Sean, Rector, Gripius. I think that's pretty decent. I'd probably say Greg doesn't make it on. And like I think maybe some other like older school player makes it on. Like multi-time player sort of person. But yeah, women, Sabaya, Angelina, Gabby, T-Bird, Carla, Genevieve, Marianne, Rachel, Andrea, Tiffany. That's also very plausible. I'm trying to think if... I think there's a shot of Maria if Charlie is there. Yeah, who else is like kind of missing? Maybe Sydney. I think there's a shot of Sydney. Yeah. No, it's like even by the time of All Stars, like they were, like Sam openly says at the time of All Stars that he would have voted for, that he regrets not voting for Nick. Like at the time the All Stars was filming, which was before season 2 aired. Because like, season 2 aired in the middle of the filming of All Stars. It's like I think Sam already regretted it, and I think a lot of that probably has to do with like the fact that he was friends with Nick still post show while like he wasn't with Mallory. Actually, wait, I'm not even paying attention. Where am I supposed to be going? It's this one. They should be 24 players. We're talking about 50? Don't know how they're gonna do it. Because it's still gonna be 26 days, assumedly.
Don't mind if I do.
Yeah, Nick played well from the bottom in the sense that like the fact that he survived was impressive. He still has actually like very little influence in how things played out though. And even at final four, he still has to like go into a tiebreaker challenge. Despite the fact that like he should have just outright had the numbers by that point.
This is gonna be a tough.
Yeah, is Mallory the only? Yeah, that's kind of fucked, isn't it?
Nothing but scrap now. Take that. Coming through. We have the advantage.
Yeah, and yeah, Sarah obviously is one of the better Michigan players. They would do a tribal every day with day off. Yeah, they could. But also you have to figure out like how that fits into the schedule, like episode wise. Like how many episodes is CBS really going to give them? Like I could see a world where they get 16. I don't know if they're getting more than 16 though. So at that point, it's like if there's 24 people, then you would need what, like 7 double boot episodes or something? That's probably not true. That's not true at all. I think it's like 3 or 4 double boot episodes. Which, like, again, theoretically is possible, but it's just like, I don't know. Yeah, they switched to Zoom at some point in Season 6. I don't remember. I think it's at the merge, isn't it? That they had to go to Zoom because of COVID. And so all of Season 7 is over Zoom.
More of my monuments, and I'll deal with you myself.
Make my day, son maggot. That's it.
I think Horacio proposed to Nerys soon, and maybe.
Why did you elbow me?
I mean, have they even been like together for like hasn't Horacio been on Exaclon for like most of their relationship at this point? Really enjoying Season 6? I like Season 6. It's not my favorite though. Like, it's kind of like middle of the road, and I think like after the merge and stuff, it's like no. I think I lost interest personally, even though there were some good like rounds here and there. But I think the pre-merge is very, very good. Especially the joint tribal round is insane. Like I think that's probably like one of the most insane like tribal like results, I guess. Yeah. Dawson's Tri-Flag thing. Again, it looks fucking weird. But I don't really care personally.
Hey, there's a new request on the village board. Just in case you're bored. Get it?
Yeah, that too. I genuinely forgot about that storyline too. Yeah, that George and Katie were dating at the time. Twitch stopped working on your computer today? How? Like, how did Twitch like the entire site?
Thinking, if I were a monster and I wanted to eat all the trees, I'd spread this corruption stuff fast.
Yeah, I was pretty high on Katie at the time.
That is a disturbing thought. One I should have had long ago.
I think Katie is like a pretty good player, considering like her placement.
Do not concern yourself with that.
I think Katie won like actually no, did she win or did she just make it far? But like they did these like online seasons.
It doesn't matter what it is. It matters that
like between the proper seasons, like I think like over the summer, and like they detailed them on like on a couple videos. But I think Katie like made it very far in one of them, if I remember right. So like I was expecting her to do very well on the season. Every stream I clicked on today wouldn't load. Your internet was fine. That's very strange. Maybe you need to clear like your like cookies and cache and stuff. Lacks killer instinct, but she's amazing socially. Yeah. Yes, I can't believe like they did something that like bold to try to like purposely tie up the vote so that they're safe in a rock draw or whatever.
This one's extra angry.
Oh, perfect. Like, imagine someone did that in Survivor proper. Like, imagine if, like, Keith Tollefson was, like, telling people, hey, vote for me, so I'll be safe from the rock trawl. I guess technically they didn't tell people that, but, like, still. I mean, yeah, it's an insane move you're able to pull it off, but obviously there's, like, so much risk there. Like, it feels like a type of move that you would see on, like Sequester, or, like, an Orc. More than you would see, like, in a proper, like, full season like that. What was it, Danny DeLorenzo? Again, like that. Again, there's a rumor that she was in the running for Edge of Extinction. Is it true? Probably not, but who knows? And I know she wants to play again. Grey Tribe. Wait, the Grey Tribe voted for Austin because they didn't want him out. I'm trying to remember who the fuck Austin even is. Oh, we're talking about season. Oh, we're talking about season 3. Okay. But yeah, that was a. Like, it's not like Austin was like telling them, "Hey, vote for me" or whatever, though. Has Eric Cardona ever been asked back? Not from what I know of. No, obviously he's someone that's like kind of off the radar, but I know he has said though he would play again if he were to be asked. But I don't. Yeah, I've not heard a single thing about. Actually, I think he literally said he has his bags packed already. That he has a bag in his room in the case that he is called. I think that was Eric Cardona, if I'm remembering right. That said that. That ever since his season, he's like kept the bag around. So if he ever is called back, he can just go in an instant. But I have not heard a single thing about him actually being asked. Yeah, that's one of the better rounds in the post-merge, for sure. Him Jason on Rivals, that'd be fun. I wouldn't be opposed to it. Especially like Jason now with the new era, Jason would be like really deadly if he's not like completely out of it based on the conditions and everything. Especially now considering again, shorter season, but also like no rain, like no like Samoa conditions.
Hello. This is where you do your big angry villain thing, remember?
Yeah, Jason went to space, right? That was the thing.
Finally got tired of us hanging up on him, more likely.
Our strategy is.
It's rare Roblox that everyone played an idol or got safe, they would just move on to the next round. I don't believe that's how it would work in the proper show. I think they would just revote, but no one is immune. Well, obviously they can't do that in the proper show because they don't have like things set up for that. But yeah, I believe they would just revote, but just no one is safe at that point. Do I like Sylvia from Challenge? She's fine. I don't like dislike her.
Oh, there you are.
She's not like my favorite player or anything, but she's like, yeah, she's fine.
We were foolish to think we could get away with this. What will become of us now?
You're about to find out. Meet Gnasher, specially.
I don't know what the fuck the situation was. Didn't Cambodia ruin their desire to change locations? I don't know if it ruined their desire to change locations. I think it ruined their desire to go back to Cambodia. But like, I think it's more so a spot where like Fiji offered them a deal that like that makes it so like, why are we ever switching locations? Considering we're literally getting paid to film here at this point. So I think that's more of the thing. It's like we're getting paid to film here. We also have like everything set up here to where like there's less prep work need to be done. Well, also it just makes the show cheaper to make, which helps its longevity. I mean, to be fair, the filming of Cambodia itself was probably not that bad for production, at least. The filming of Ko Rong supposedly was miserable. Like Cambodia, like I know during the actual season of Cambodia, I know it was raining a lot, but like I don't think sort of production themselves care that much. Like I don't think that would be a reason why they would like hate the location. But obviously, I think like the extreme heat during Ko Rong proper or during Ko Rong would be more of the issue.
Come on, I was just about to make my dramatic exit.
But even in Fiji, like we know that like now they film later because the cyclones, right? Because they had like they had what, Millennium Gen X and then David vs. Goliath. They had the like cyclones that caused them to have to evacuate early on. So like now they just like film later to avoid the cyclone season. Or is it monsoon? Either one. Did KC move back for 44? No, I don't. Actually, no, 44, I don't know, maybe by then. I don't think she's back soon. Like, it seems like Casey's in a spot where, like, she's kind of wanting to go on other shows.
Finally, the last piece of the weapon.
Top 3 for 48. Genuinely or actually my video? Because those are, like, two actually, like, very different answers. Like, genuinely, probably, like, Kevin, Kyle, and... Thomas, probably. I think it's my genuine top 3. That's not the top 3 of my video, though.
Silence can figure it out. Let's get this last flower home.
Yeah, it's definitely rough. Millennium X boot order. Is it true that production member passed away during Tokujins? I think something to that nature happened during one of those. I don't remember if it was Tokujins. What am I thinking of? I know around that era of the show, wasn't there like a person that like ran away and that sort of thing? Oh no, I'm thinking of the Jackie situation. So that's completely different. If that person didn't die, that person married Jackie. But yeah, you know, there's a producer in Survivor Gabon that again had a liking for Jackie, and they end up getting married. But like he ended up getting, I don't know, fired or what for hooking up with Jackie, like during the season, to where he like essentially like ran away, I guess, and like went missing for a bit. Well, to be fair, Jeff and Julie technically, supposedly didn't do anything until after. But yeah, obviously it is still a thing.
Okay.
Yeah, was it during a challenge test? Genuinely, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, who doesn't enjoy a good soak before a big fight?
It's no use.
Would I run away for Jackie? Probably not.
Tell me what to do.
I'd run away for Michelle Chase. If she had a different personality, I guess. I didn't watch All Stars Rivals.
Ah, an arrow, of course. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, there's... Yeah, David vs. Goliath was like a pretty rough season early on.
In your invisible backpack.
Oh.
Wasn't there? I'm trying to remember. Like,
what?
Was there one in New Era?
When did that happen?
Because like the more recent cycles have been like filming later, to where I assume it's to accommodate for cyclones. But was there any in like 41 or 43? I don't remember.
It could be their corruption super spreader.
I don't think I've watched a single TJ interview, like in my entire life. Oh, by the way, I never watched the Joe Schmo show because like the link So like I watched it through a certain site last week, episode 1. That site never updated for episode 2. So I'm like, well, I don't think I care enough to like try to watch it another way. But yeah, I never did watch Show Schmo episode 2. I might wait. I don't really care enough. I might wait until the till season's done and just binge it all at once. It's not like I'm dying to know what happened in Joe Schmo. Yeah, 41 had a lot of rain post merge, yeah. But usually the cyclones happen like at the beginning of the cycle. Oh, here's the final battle. I'm almost done with the game. Wow, actually, holy shit, we're only 2 hours 45 minutes in, so I'm actually gonna finish this early. So maybe there's a chance of Balatro. Maybe. We'll see. Watch Leo be first spoon 41. That would not be shocking.
You can see the spire, and from the mess they left behind, looks like the machines got here first.
We still have time.
Does have episode 2.
The jungle here is so thick. Nature itself has kept them at bay.
How can you be sure?
There's never winning show. I mean, obviously at this point. I think Double Agents was his best chance, and didn't happen.
This devastation would have spread all over the world, and machines would be eating us as we speak.
Well, I vote for us not becoming Snap.
But yeah, like, I got references no one's gonna get, but like, Double Agents feels like the feels like Takada's Sasuke 24 fail. Like that was like his only chance. And it seemed like a spot where like he should have had it, and then he didn't. And it's like, well, at this point, there's like he's gonna continue to come back, but like there's no point. Like he's never gonna win at this point.
And this is why I don't come out with you.
Now let's find that big red donut hole and
pushing to get Aaron. Yeah, I wonder if Aaron would do it. I mean, like I know Aaron's still like a massive super fan. Like she shows up on a whole bunch of like College Survivor like podcast things, like after shows. Like she was on all of them for Maryland Winner Take All, to where it's like I would not be shocked that she would want to, but with the caster, maybe they would nowadays. Would she do well? Probably not. I wouldn't expect it. Yo, iconic lines. Yes, I don't like silence in this, but obviously it's like it's a Lego game, so it's like whatever. But yeah, I can't imagine that that's the voice they're going to use for silence in Horizon 3. How's Sean Rector doing in return? Realistically, probably not that well. I think he's very, like, I think he'll be kind of out of the loop if I were to guess. So, like, I don't think Sean Rector's and like at any point been like someone that would have had faith in to play the game like that well strategically. Well, also it's like obviously he doesn't have many connections here, but I think there will be like some reverence for him. So at least there's like that. But I don't know. I think best case scenario, he's like Jervis, in that he like could make it to the end, but probably not have like much respect by that point, if I were to guess. But like I think like Tajin is probably like more in line of what I would expect from him, like Tajin, Return of the Outcasts.
That's better.
Now, which post is this? No, I talk about the players that passed away. Not much, obviously, but I do like mention them. Oh yeah, obviously I saw this. Yeah, I mean nothing new. I mean, like I expected it to be 12 episodes for that's worth, but like, yeah, 10 or 11 episodes for AE vs. the World. That's fine. Like I assume it's gonna air over like what, at most 5 weeks. More than likely, even like 3. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Who got ya? This guy. Stay down and rust.
But yeah, again, we've heard it's gonna be in July, from like literally Parvati said it's gonna be in July. It's like I assume it's gonna be in July. Did enjoy the little montage at the end of every episode for Michigan All Stars. Yeah. Yeah, I have a lot of respect for how Michigan All Stars was put together, where it really does feel like this big like celebration of Survivor Michigan. And that's part of why I personally don't mind how long the episodes are. Because I think it just adds to this like feeling of like how much of a celebration the season is. Tana Benny and Kayla would 100% have beef if they met. Maybe? I don't know. Would they? Probably from Kayla's point of view. I don't know if like Kelly Nalbandian's being like very anti very anti Kayla. Again, that wouldn't be very new era of her.
That passed me up.
I mean, I don't think it's theatrics. Like, I think a lot of it is, like, genuine, like, things. So I don't think it's, like, them, like, trying to paint up, like, something that didn't happen. I think those things happen. It's just that obviously they didn't end up mattering. Again, I think it gets rough when, like, Megan goes home. I think that's a particularly, like, bad episode. But, like, I think for most of the season, I think it's fine. Like, I think it's really, yeah, the Sarah and Megan boots, I think, are, like, the two rough episodes. I think outside that, I'm perfectly fine with how long everything is.
It was already like that.
Yeah, I think that's also the like people talk about like how like so yeah, I'm looking at like all the Christmas for our Michigan All Stars, and a lot of people mention like how like rough like that portion of the season is. It's literally like 2 episodes where like it's like such a like it's got like kind of like a more boring like pagonging or whatever. Like literally every other episode, like there's something like really crazy happening. Or like, even like during the Kevin boot, it's like there's still a lot of craziness happening with like the idols and everything. That was like the Adam boot, which is insane. The Bailey boot is really interesting. Kelly's Kelly's definitely not MAGA.
Wonder what that's supposed to be.
Yeah, Adam voting himself out. That's insane. Again, it's insane that we got like it was a what 2-2. Was it 2-2-2-1? Is that what it was? Yeah, it was a 2-2-2-1 because Adam could have made it 3-2-2, right? And Adam, yeah.
And from the digested rainforest, so are the machines. We must hurry. We cannot allow that creature to activate the spire.
Again, genuinely, like I genuinely don't understand how. Like I don't understand why people like season 2 so much. I really don't.
Dances itself to death.
A well-chosen song could indeed prove useful, but we should stick with the.
Like my ranking is essentially that, but season 2 is the worst. Like my ranking is literally 1, 3, 5, 4, 2.
It's not like we have a giant bow.
We can make one. Look at all the stuff we've built so far. There's nothing we can't do if we work together. So
Yeah, like a lot of people love season 2. Like you look at the Survivor Michigan like Discord and everything. Like people love season 2. It's like almost universally like number 1, number 2, and I just don't fucking get it personally. I love it so much because the best player is a woman and the winner is a woman. I guess. I think this season's just a mess. And not in like to me, not in a good way. Like, I think the editing is pretty shit, to be honest. I think the gameplay is also pretty shit, especially in the back half of the season. I think there's some fun stuff happening early on, but I think the post-merge is like pretty fucking boring until like the final round. Like Final Four is interesting. Like Sam Boot is kind of interesting.
Wanna bet? You should have learned by now. Us humans.
Oh yeah, there's good characters. Dude, I never loved Jack. Jack is fine. Like Sam is fine. Lucy's good. Look at Lucy, Maggie, very good characters. Sarah X, very good player. Character-wise, she's fine. Jack and Sam, again, I don't love. Like Jack and Sam, they're fine. They're not great, but like not terrible.
It's too horrible. Wrong event, Squid Face. This is a funeral.
I know, assumedly, how AU vs. the World ends, so I'm not going to answer that. Nick is fun. Nick is good. Oh yeah, the entire Final 5 vote is actually funny. I forgot about that part of it. Yeah, Mike's boring as fuck. Mallory's also boring as fuck. Again, her winning is funny, but it's also like not good. Like the storytelling of it's a fucking mess. Where like I think it doesn't even make sense why Mallory wins based on like the story we're told. Where it feels like a season that was like edited like for Nick to win, but then just Nick doesn't win. Again, that's the highlight of All Stars, I think, is the joint tribal. Wait, what am I meant to do here?
Target hit. I am awesome.
Because this doesn't do any damage. Oh, cool. God damn it. Oh, there? Okay, cool. Breeze the Mikola of Sorare, Michigan. I guess. I think she's like kind of like the Katie Gallagher of Sorare, Michigan.
No one will catch me now.
No need to be stingy on the ammo.
Yeah, ancient goop monster. Do you not think that's what Hades was? Or was it Hades? Yeah, it was Hades, right? And they were talking. That was the main antagonist.
Getting pretty good at this. Yummy.
Oh, you hit all of them? Is that what it is? Okay. And then... Oh, this is actually kind of easy then. At least Katie attempted to do something. Did she, though? I don't think she did. Like, researching into the season, she didn't try to do something. Which is a major issue. Where again, the edit makes it seem like she was going to do something, but it turns out she actually wasn't going to do anything. And that the edit actually kind of gave her like too much credit for final, like for making it seem like she was willing to take out Tom at 7. She was going to probably at 5, or not 5, 4. She was probably going to, but by that point her game's done anyway. How dare you say this isn't like Horizon? This is the best Horizon game ever made. There's never been a game more Horizon than this. Okay, wow, I'm missing every shot. Who wins that, actually? If it's Bree, Andrew, Cooper. It's probably Andrew, right? Could be Bree, though. Bree definitely gets votes.
Stop doing that.
Mom will be
And too early, Bree almost makes the move. Like, her intention was to make the move until she gets, like, spooked until at the last second, right? Yeah, if that's a world where she flips at 5, especially, I think she definitely probably gets the respect, right?
This is not over. Take the berries.
We can't let it send that signal.
I've got just the thing right here. Ow.
Yeah, like, I think she would have gotten, like obviously Leah. I'm sure Ray had, Megan. I don't know if that changed. Actually, Megan... Who would Megan vote for? Megan might vote Cooper. Oh no, might vote Andrew, actually. Then weren't they close too? Yeah, okay, maybe she doesn't vote Bree in that situation.
You're gonna be too late.
Well, yeah, because Megan obviously was, like, so bitter over, over the Abby situation.
Oh, come on.
There you go.
No.
It's like, I think she's just kind of over it.
This one's for you, Rost.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, I think by the end, obviously, yeah. That, Andrew and Cooper were, like, kind of working against her.
It's not gonna make it.
Never doubt grandma power.
Andrew basically voted himself out by doing the speech of tribal, which got, yeah. I mean, that's kind of the name of the game of Michigan All-Stars.
With the great evil vanquished.
Oh my god, is that the game? We're finally done?
And so, with the great evil vanquished by Aloy's
Only took, what, 8 hours on stream? That's not that bad.
good guys had won, and the restoration.
I mean, I think it's only like a 6-hour game, but still.
Magnificent to behold.
What a masterpiece. Cooper's such a shit player. I mean, I don't think he's a shit player. I think he... I don't know. It's like... I think he is obviously a very aggressive player. And obviously, I think there are moves that he makes that are not optimal.
I can't believe it.
But I would not say he's, like, a shit player.
It's really over, isn't it?
Thanks to you, my child. But as one quest ends, another begins. Preparing for the greatest party in the history of
Well, yeah, I think
art.
Leia plays the best game of the season.
But first, there's someone
Well, I think of doing, like, a player ranking for the season. I think Cooper's, like, what? Is Cooper 3?
Elizabeth?
Yeah, I'd say Cooper's 3.
I guess you're gone for good.
Hey, is Leah, Sam, then probably Cooper at 3?
Really hoped I'd found my mom. That's dumb, right? You'd be like, what, 1,000 years old?
Didn't learn from mistakes at all. I don't think anybody on that season learned from their mistakes.
But it's okay.
But Bree over Cooper?
Family.
Maybe, especially, like, yeah, she would have more win equity in Cooper.
Like my actual mom, not Rost in his frilly apron.
Yeah, obviously Cooper's, like, a lot more active in the game, but...
So,
yeah, if it gets him to, like, 4 of no win equity still, it's like, eh.
Mom, protocol enacted.
my dear! I love you, Mom, is of course the password. I knew you'd figure it out. A hidden message. If you're hearing this, it probably...
Like, I think it's impressive he made it as far as he did.
And you realized we share...
Which, I mean, it's like, it's this weird thing where, like, he should have been this big target coming into the season, but also he had so many pregame relationships that's, like, it's kind of just, like, a tough thing to, like, juggle around, I guess.
We are related? You really are my mom? I have 2 questions. One, would you mind if I called you...
This is gonna make it Jackson the fuck up. I'm too fair, that was a very wonky round anyway, though.
I love you.
Where, like, if Cooper did go on that round, I would have said he was, like, really screwed over.
Now go celebrate. I will be here.
In the same way that I would say Jackson was screwed over in that round.
Lady. Yes, Mom.
Like, just the entire, like, way that, like, round was formatted. So that really ends up fucking over pretty much anybody that goes home in that round, but...
It's good to see Aloy's...
Especially if Cooper went home there.
I had a feeling she would.
I think Jackson was fucked either way. I don't think Jackson... I think Megan was screwed by production. I don't know if Jackson was screwed by production.
All that's left to say is goodbye.
Jackson was fucked either way on that season.
For helping us save the world.
Again, Jackson was the #1 target before the Megan, like, stuff happened. Where again, Jackson would have been the first boot if his tribe went to tribal. And that's before they even knew that him and Megan were together. Like, the problem with Jackson is that he just came for the previous season, where they had not had time to, like, become friends with, like, so season 4 was essentially fucked on that season. Because they didn't have time to, like, actually get to know any of the other people who had gotten to know each other. Will Jackson, Lucy Dillon, Aaron, Premers hurt you? Yeah. Why is Megan so smiley? I just think she's a nice person, unless you screw her over in the game, I guess. Actually, she never votes for the winner, does she? Is that something? I'm surprised I finished this early. I might actually, should I play Balatro? When else am I playing Balatro? Problem is I actually need to learn how to play Balatro. Like, hear BioWare news? What happened to BioWare? I have not been paying attention. I guess it was today. I literally didn't even see this. You would think I would have seen this. We are turning towards the future and preparing for the next chapter. Focus release. They're developing the next Mass Effect game under the leadership of veterans from the original trilogy. We have channels. So would they, like, lay off a good chunk of people? Yeah, so, like, they're downsizing. That's something. Probably the right call for BioWare as a company. But obviously sucks for the people that got laid off and that sort of thing. If they did get laid off. Because it says they're, like, shifting... Are they being, like, given to... Are they being, like, transferred over to another team, or are they actually just being laid off? I think Jesse was screwed by Double Boot. Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. I think anybody that goes home that round, especially, like, any person that goes home during a joint tribal that wasn't going to go home if there wasn't a joint tribal is essentially screwed. Mind you, I think on Survivor Michigan there's less screwage than there is on Proper Survivor, where, like, obviously the entire group can, like, communicate together. But even then, adding in the double boot aspect of it too, it's even more. Mario Strikers ripoff just got put on Xbox. Which game was that? Yeah, Lucy got screwed too. Yeah. Too fair. I think that. No. That entire round, like that, like not even round. Was it the like that swap that ends up happening there? I think all that's just so fucky. Especially when, like, that tribe's down to 3 because of how the double boot plays out. It's like, yeah. Okay, it's actually, like... I didn't realize it would actually be, like, a... Like, I thought it'd be, like, named something, like, completely different. I think Jackson probably goes either way, right? It's only $4. Should I buy it and play it? Yeah, what a game. Then yeah, Andrew. What would the tribe breakdown be? Well, if it was like so, if Jackson would have been the first out, right, and then it would be Andrew, Leah, Jesse, Lucy, right? I mean, that was a fun moment. The way Nick goes out. But yeah. Alright, should I move over to Balatro? I guess I have to get the actual disc because I own a fucking physical copy of it. Where is it? Here it is. I forgot it came with cards. I forgot about that. I still have not finished Bloody Game Season 3. I have 2 episodes left. Twitch crashed on your end? Oh no. I almost fucking knocked over my PS5s. That's great. Alright, I'm gonna end up playing Balatro here. So essentially stream will probably cut off for I don't know, like 30 seconds or so. I'll be back though. So yeah. See you then. Dang it, I'm pretty sure I'm still on, right? Anyway, I think when I put the disc in, it'll go off, but either way, see you then.